and about it. We're here to cover all topics, no holds barred, from politics to sports. We've got you covered. No topic is off limits. No issue is too hot. This is the AAA Podcast.
Yeah. What it do?
What it do, baby?
World. We are back. We are aware, awoke, and alive. My man Reg.
What's going on?
Brother Jamar, BB Harris, Big Chicken on the mix.
What up, son?
Let's get it in, y'all. Let's get it in. Yeah. What it do, fellas? What's going on, Reg? How you doing, man?
Shit, chilling, just working, staying out of trouble, talking shit, being my normal self,
Staying in the mix.
Big sure. Reg.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, man. Hey, big bro. Turning 43. I keep trying to catch up to you, but you keep jumping in front of me, man. Like, damn, I guess it's a good thing if you keep adding a number and I gotta play catch up.
I mean, we both kind of 43 now, though.
Yeah, I'm here now, baby. I'm here, baby.
Listen, me and my brother on my dad's side, we both 42. He's 4 months older than me, so
basically the same thing, yeah.
But no, welcome to the hood, man. Trust me, it's better to be on this side of the dirt.
It's 43 ain't that bad after all, my dog. So I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna be thankful. And
facts. What that hat say? I can't see it.
It's a motorcycle club.
Soho.
Yeah, down there and out of Dayton.
Oh, that's fresh.
Long as I don't get beat up on it over it, I'll keep wearing it. When a whole bunch of dudes on Harleys and everything else roll up on me, I'm like, what hat? Oh, I didn't mean to do that for real.
It's silly.
I thought it was Midtown Manhattan. I didn't know.
I should go.
That district.
Yeah. I thought that he was rapping. I was about to tell him you the first guy I've ever seen rap Soho. I didn't see LES or I ain't never seen a motherfucker rap Soho.
Not at all.
So, you want to start off with the news or you want to start off with sports? I think news first because then sports get exciting and we can jump into the main thing. What we got for news, Big Chicken?
In the news.
Started off, we got the Trump NY trial going on as we speak.
Man,
Parkgate.
I was just watching some of that. Like, I seen a couple news clips on that. It's all over Facebook, every social media outlet. But it's like, to me, it's like, for what? I almost don't care, and I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why I don't care is because I don't think that any of this is gonna prohibit him from doing anything he would normally do in his life. He ain't gonna go to jail from it. He's still gonna try to be the president, and either they're gonna keep postponing it until his old ass die, or somehow nothing's gonna happen. So I really don't see the point of it.
I think the way it's looking, at first I held some I don't want to say hope, but I used to really believe in the justice system because I was ignorant. And this whole process has let me know the way that the justice system is just foul and crooked and fallacious on both sides, no matter what's just across the board. And I watched this man get away with stuff that any of us normal folks could never. Forget the fact that him being president, the fact that he's a rich man, and I'm not, y'all know me, I'm not the most person to throw race around, but this comes into that fact that he's a rich white man in America, and I watched them give him all kind of passes and excuses and time, and that none of us would any of us would never be afforded to have. And so it's made me realize, like, honestly, like, it's a fucking joke. This is all a joke, bro. Like,
right.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if Trump's gonna ever really serve like jail time, but everything he did disqualifies him from running for the presidency of the United States of America, basically, and we all know it. It's just it's sad you have to wait on a court system to prove it, to prove something we all know.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't do that, you tend to lose faith in the system, right? Black people can attest to that on a mass level across this country more than any other race that I can think of, as far as expression of outrage um, at things that happen in our court system. And this is just the simple fact of, he's got privilege. Um, and for whatever it means, it could be race or not. It means something to somebody in this country.
It definitely has a lot to do with race, but it's money ultimately because to Jamar and your point, um, he was saying that he's getting away with things that me and you would never be able to get away with. And that's absolutely true. And the reason why is because he's making, well, maybe not right at this moment, but he's making millionaires richer.
Mhm.
You got to understand that. So people, no matter what, are going to back him. Now, my problem is because, I always try to stick to my community, more than anything, or at least try to talk to them first. I don't see how anybody from our community can really benefit from him unless it's a benefit of ignorance, like, oh, well, when Trump was in office, we all got all these checks and all this shit. The truth of the matter is, the truth of the matter is he held up the first check.
Because he wanted his signature on it.
He wanted his signature on it, and that kind of bullshit ass propaganda works so good on our community that is crazy.
Yeah.
Man, Reggie, I mean, I know we about to jump to the next one. What I'll say is, bro, is I can agree with you. What I've learned is this: I'm always there to listen. I've come into the space in my life where I understand that the people have issues with the Democratic Party. My biggest issue is those that have issues with the Democratic Party and make it like this guy is a savior. Like,
Right.
if you want to have issues with the Democratic Party and how they've done us and how they've really been a detriment in a lot of ways, cool. But I always sit there and say, when y'all bring up all these things and policies that affected Black people that hurt us from the Democratic Party, y'all fail to acknowledge that a lot of those got a shit ton of Republican signatures and yeses on it too. And so, like, both parts are responsible. I'm not, either side is just, to me, it's like, yo, like, both sides have played a part in being detrimental and a hindrance to not only our people, but the great divide of class in this country, and what we now call, what now is bigger than even racism almost, it seems like now, classism.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
I think
true.
there's always a line in the saying. And when it comes to politics, it's the politicians' goal to find it and place people on either side of it. And I think that's where a lot of this comes from.
Yeah.
Because you have to divide and conquer. But if we don't use common sense, we have to realize that if you have, and I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna sound so racist, but I don't know. Well, maybe not racist, but whatever. If you have a picture of two white people on the screen together, and somebody said, point out the Democrat and point out the Republican, point out the one that's racist and point out the one that's not racist. You couldn't tell by looking at the character which would be either, right?
Right.
That's true.
Yeah, so I think the way the water is now is so muddied that, as you were saying, because Trump put his signature on a check, he's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so far from the truth. Never mind. I'm not going to get into Hitler, but
I understand what you were going. Remember, we had this conversation
Yeah,
before.
Hitler used propaganda to
Yeah.
yes,
We
and
had
it's
this
still happening
conversation
today.
before. Me and my bro had this when Trump was first running, and I was like, "Yo," I said, "I don't know why, but this reminds me of the tactics they used when Hitler and them took over
Yeah.
Germany."
It's the
And-
truth.
And it was my bro was like, "Man, I don't see it yet. Maybe." And he was real. He's like, "Maybe, but I don't see it yet." And then progress. What is it? 6-7 years now later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're sitting here looking, and it's not about a thing or whatever case. It's just that what I love about my bro is my bro would hit me up like, "Man, remember when we had that conversation?" Yeah, yeah. He's like, I be forgot about it, and then he'll remind me of it. Like, man, you might have been right, or you might have caught on to some of the things of it, and it's vice versa. There's times my bro would tell me something and I don't see it at the moment, and then eventually I catch it. But the point I'm making is that this truly helps you understand, if we pay attention and we know our history, the way that the Nazi Party took over Germany, and they infiltrated it, and they made these, and they took some rightful situations. And I don't want to go. Let's just leave it, because to go into it creates a whole thing that's gonna get a lot of people mad.
Right,
that
because you
whatever
can't talk about a particular group of people, and it's not fucking fair, even if you're telling the truth.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I'm not saying that in that situation that group of people was wrong. But even if, no matter what you say about them, you
can't tell the
You-
truth
you
in a
right.
sense, because without the risk of us not having a podcast.
Right. But
Mhm.
listen, but watch this. Watch this. All niggas should die. I'm
No,
gonna kill every nigga I can.
no.
No. Listen, I don't want. Listen, I'm not saying that.
He
I
said
want
we'll
this to
still be
happen.
on air next week.
We'll still be on
I
air next week.
know, and I
Yeah.
still say no.
That's
Don't
right.
say I don't agree with any of that.
No.
Like,
I don't agree with it.
He knows that. He knows
I
what you're
don't
saying,
agree
Reggie. He
with
just
it.
said.
yeah,
He just said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that propaganda though, when you start looking into other countries, listen, and I love bringing this up to y'all too, because of what y'all got going on with Haiti. That started because of propaganda.
Mhm.
The Dominican Republic. Well, this is just one part of it, because we
wait,
can
wait,
keep going.
Reg.
Huh?
I got and I just found this out, and I don't want to say that you're not wrong, but it's a deeper history to what you're saying that I
Yes.
just kind of
Yes.
found out.
Yes.
So I wouldn't say what you about to say about the Dominican people like that, because I found out going back, because I had to, that when the Haitian people first took over the island, right? When they first defeated the French in 1803, I mean, like the real, like they're gone, right?
Yeah.
And they tried to establish a government. They went across the border and tried to dominate the Santo Domingo island because they wanted the whole island. So they went to war with those people, ready to try to dominate them like they were dominated. They were going to do the same thing. I'm not saying they're going to enslave them, but they wanted to be the ruling class over that area because they had more experience with the military, and plus they had more money. But that war messed up the Haitian Santo Domingo relationship, because now we hate each other because you're trying to dominate me. So over the years, what you're about to go into started to occur, but it initially started out when the Haitians tried to take over Santo Domingo because they wanted the whole island.
But listen,
and this
what you're saying is true. But what you're saying is from the Dominicans' point of view.
no, it's
And I'm
not.
Yes, it is. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not telling you what you're saying is inaccurate. But what you're saying is from the Dominicans' point of view. Because from the Haitians' point of view, that same story, what you're saying, right? The Haitians say that they freed them. They said they freed them. That's what they said. And the Dominicans decided to go back to the slave master. Now I'm going to tell you why. What they said was, they said that in the part of the island that's the Dominican Republic, they said at some point that their sugar industry, like their sugarcane industry, had kind of went dead. So they said that the only thing that they had really for the slaves to do was to really like work in the fields and be on the horses themselves. So they had a different kind of class. You feel me? And they were
Mhm.
mixed anyway. So they didn't really treat them like slaves, like the same kind of slaves that the Haitians were being treated. They weren't treated like brutal slavery because the sugar industry went there and to other places. So that made the Dominicans feel like they were different than them. But if you look at the map, Africa's here, Dominican Republic's here, and Haiti's here. So you know they had to came through. You know what I'm saying? But what the
Yeah.
Dominicans say is that when they came there, to your point, that the Haitians came there to enslave them. The
I mean, it didn't.
Haitians say that they
It's
came
not a
to
come
free them.
here. It wasn't a come to enslave kind of thing. It was they wanted to expand the Haitian territory, so they wanted to take it over. So
And it
it's not
wasn't no
like
border back then either. There was no
but
border.
it was a difference. It was a big distinguish between what Santo Domingo was and what Haiti was going to be. But Haiti didn't want that. They wanted the whole island. And again, it's not about they weren't gonna slave the
No, they
Dominican. Now,
weren't.
if they were, I don't. That's not the perspective that I read. But I just know they wanted to take over the island. Now it could have been for resources in that area. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was just reading
No,
from the
they
facts that I
say
was given.
what they say is they were going to free them
Mm-hmm.
because
No, which is fine, but they went to war, Reggie. So when you say going to free them, that's not anything that each other
But
over
who-
territory.
but you
It's just
gotta
like two
remember,
gangs fighting over land.
right? But who were they fighting? Were they fighting black people or were they fighting white people?
What do you mean?
Because some of the Spaniards were still there. So were they fighting the Spaniards or were they fighting the Dominicans?
They were
Because
fighting Dominicans.
listen, what the Haitians say with that same story. Now, like I said, I'm not telling
Mhm.
you that it's inaccurate. What they say is that they went to freedom. I don't know if you know the story about the Jamaicans and the Haitians freeing each other too. Do you know that story?
No.
That's a true story too. The Haitians helped free the Jamaicans because at that point they just said if they catch your ass and you white, we're gonna kill you. Period.
Oh, they was turned up on some
Yeah.
rah shit.
Yeah, they're catching you white, they're killing you.
God damn.
And those islands are
Hey,
right
it was they. Hey, just imagine, like in America, you could pull it off if you the person who's black but could pass for white, but you down there at that time, and you the black that could pass for white, and the motherfuckers see you like, oh.
And then you also got to remember, D80, that you got a lot of black people that down in them times that were so enslaved that if you got a motherfucker coming to you like, hey man, listen, you don't gotta, you know what I'm saying? You know, they like, oh no, massa gonna get you. You know, you got a lot of that shit.
What's
You know
the
what I'm saying?
famous line they say Harriet Tubman said? Like she could have freed a
Exactly.
lot more.
Yeah.
She said she could have freed a lot more. It was something along the lines that she could have freed a lot more. But
I just know what I know. And
No. Like I said, what I'm telling you, what you said is not inaccurate. That is not inaccurate at all. But that's just from one person's perspective.
we're just talking about a perspective.
You know what I'm saying? Because the
we got
Haitians
yeah,
don't
but
say that's what
it's not necessarily a well, from what I read, it wasn't a Dominican perspective. I was just going through the books that I read from Haitian history, so it could be American perspective. I don't know, but I'll get to the bottom of it.
But listen, it is a lot of propaganda down there. And what I was going to say was about the Rafael Trujillo story. But, you know, they had been going at it before then anyway. But he started a lot of shit and he blamed the Haitians for a lot of shit. And right now, if you go down to the Dominican Republic, a lot of them, they have like Haitian servants and shit like that. They treat them like fucking slaves. They treat them like shit. Like shit. And it's because of propaganda. Every country has propaganda. Here we have propaganda. Just like when we used to watch cartoons. When we used to watch cartoons when we was kids and shit. You remember the cowboy and Indian cartoons?
Yeah.
The natives looked like they were just some fucking
bro,
ass
listen,
people.
we were indoctrinated with the whole Christopher Columbus story. The
he's
the
a
whole
hero.
thing. It's in the cartoons and
hero.
everything else. Like
Tarzan.
Tarzan,
He's a fucking mass murderer. He ain't no fucking hero. These people was sitting there minding their goddamn business. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy when you realize, like, yeah, you was duped. You was duped too. You ain't different than nobody else. You was duped too.
Like, look how they make the Africans look. Even in cartoons, deep, dark Africa. Like, these people were just fucked up and savages and all that shit. And them people was just living their life.
These are facts.
What we got next, chicken?
So to go next, we got to talk about Israel versus Iran affecting U.S. college campus.
Same shit. It's the same shit that we just was talking about right before. It's like these people can't defend themselves. Israel, you start fucking with somebody, they defend themselves, and then we get in the middle and help them defend them. Crazy.
I mean, this is something that's not gonna stop no time soon. That's not gonna. There's no real resolution to it because even when one gets ahead and gets some type of placement, the other one is going to come back with full of vengeance or going to get a leg up to go ahead and hold the other one down. And nobody's ever going to sit there and acknowledge that they was wrong because it's so much bad blood that it's an eye for an eye at this point. Am I wrong for thinking that? Like, it's so
Yes.
fucked up, like where
Yes.
everybody's got blood on their hand.
I think so
And-
because Iran, who did something to somebody first in this situation? Again, Israel attacked them for no reason. For no reason.
Well, I mean, there's a but in their mind, they always have in their mind, even if it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 6 months ago, they got a reason. And the other one is always gonna feel like we got a reason. And it's just never gonna stop. Like it's like what's that book? The Never Ending Story?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But we gotta listen, the world has to stop holding Israel in a superior position. That's the problem. Everyone looks at Israel like they're better than everybody. So guess what? They think it. If you listen, if you tell a person their whole life, just like Kanye, just still off Cat Williams shit. Okay, we've told him he's a genius, he's this, he's that. If you tell a person something so many times, they're gonna believe it. So we didn't told these people that they can have everything for free and they're special and they get their own place in the world and everything's free. And because of what happened in the Holocaust, it's anti-Semitism because they're doing stuff to people. So this is the result. They break every UN fucking rule that there is. We don't do nothing. They can't be stopped. What you gonna do with them? They'll tell you that they gonna fucking keep going, and keep pushing on Gaza until there's nothing left. They're telling you that they're gonna do it.
Hey, Reggie, you're right. Hey, bro.
Mhm.
Wait, let Mr. White in. Hey, bro, when you hear that, it's crazy because I've watched in the last few weeks the U.S. struggle to try to put up some type of front, like we're punishing them
We're not.
for
We're
for
not.
obeying different things and stuff like that. But in reality, it's like maybe I'm wrong, but to me it feels like it's a facade when we do stuff like withhold funds from Israel, or we do certain things when they violate like the wars of law. Geneva
But
Convention.
withhold. Why do we gotta give
Yeah.
them anything? Why do we gotta give them anything? Withhold. Like our money is just okay. Look, if you just play by the rules, do it. We'll give you our money. Our taxpayers are gonna give you our money for free. Who the fuck are they? That shit is annoying as fuck.
What's up, E White? Hey y'all, I want to introduce y'all to my big bro, Ernest White. He
Salute,
was
sir.
one time my former
you doing?
supervisor as well as a
Good. How
big
y'all
time,
doing?
still a mentor in my life, doing amazing things in the school system in the Columbus area as well as just in the community. Super thorough brother, educated, not only from the streets, but educated within the classroom and just educated within a wealth of knowledge in this world. And so I'm happy to have you on, brother. Appreciate
Oh man, quit telling those lies, man. Quit telling
you.
those lies. I appreciate it. Hey, as soon as I chimed in, y'all was on some hot topics.
Yeah. I just wanted to I just wanted to kind of give my 2 cents. So the topic that was in the email was Iran versus Israel affecting US college campuses. And I agree with you mostly, Reggie, about what you said. It's just I thought that we were going to talk about how movements
Iran.
work. Well, yeah, but how movements work and what's going on these college campuses is no different from what was done in the civil rights movement.
Correct.
You have to use young people
Correct.
have to be the forefront of your movement because they don't have mortgages, they barely have bills, and they can afford to get arrested a couple times and not really have a record. So Martin Luther King understood that if you use young people in that manner, you were able to get the media's attention, especially if they're white. And what you're seeing right now is pretty much that tactic in action. To the part where, you know, they're doing stepping in Colombia, and they're like, what kind of movement is this? Like, who does this stuff? Is this some devilry? And these guys are just stepping like fraternity and sorority sisters do, brothers and
Peacefully.
sisters do. Right. So I feel that, and then at first I didn't understand it because I was at an event with the mayor and a protester, a Palestinian protester was three of them was there. Of course, they stood up in their chairs and screamed and yelled, and everybody got up and started leaving. And then they rushed the mayor out. And I got some issues with that, but that's what you have to do to be heard, unfortunately. So they're just doing the same thing that's been done in this country over and over. It's just nothing new.
Facts. I feel that. How come? Well, I don't know if they broke the policy or the procedures of how to do it, but I thought in the United States we had freedom of speech. I thought that I could say whatever the fuck I want to say. How come recently I've seen a KKK rally? That is hate. What they are preaching is hate. They are walking around and they are exercising their is it First or Second Amendment? I don't know. I'm not an expert on the shit, but they are definitely exercising their freedom of speech. So how can these students not protest
I could
genocide?
go one deeper than that.
How?
Forget about the hate part, Reggie. To be honest with you, they should be registered as a terrorist organization.
They're hate
Listen,
group.
because-
They're hate group.
hell yeah.
By every letter of the
Hell
law,
yeah.
hate group. But
Yes.
they
Well,
should be
hate
registered.
group is fine, but I'm talking about a terrorist
Yes,
organization.
they are a
Yes.
terrorist.
Fuck a hate group.
organization. Listen.
They plotted to
you're
bomb.
dead on. You are dead on with that. They are a terrorist organization,
Mhm.
and they are allowed at
I
any
think they're
time
recognized as a religion.
to have a rally, a march, and to say niggers die, Jews die, and whatever else they want to say. But if these children and some young adults are just protesting a war, an illegal war that has been going on for 70 something years peacefully, why are we making a big deal? Why is what is his name, Netanyahu, getting on fucking TV trying to pressure the United States to make these
Yeah, I
children
think
stop?
they're legal
Why is he
recognized.
getting on TV trying to pressure the United States to ban TikTok?
I think they're
You know why? Because he knows what he's doing is wrong. They don't want you to know. They're trying to cover this shit up every way that they can. I don't care who you are. If I'm telling you that you're wrong and you're killing people, it doesn't matter. You're not special. And that's sad.
That is crazy.
It is.
Hey,
OG,
just
you got anything you want to add to that?
just a little bit, man, because this topic is it's deep. But I think when you look at it, man, there's always layers. And when we start talking about responses from whether it be law enforcement, politicians, whoever that is, it depends on what time of year it is. So now that we have the election is that the season is here, you'll start seeing certain people being more visible, just like with the George Floyd protests that were downtown here. You start seeing politicians going in. Now, if you're aggressive, the response will be pepper spray or whatever that is, because you got some overzealous cops that are always around. So if I go down here as a politician and I go out there and say, you need to stop and be a little bit aggressive to where I walk right up to the line but don't cross it, then they'll know who I am and then they'll jump and lash out. And then now I got a story. So it is some things that are going on behind the scenes that we'll never know about, until somebody write a book 10, 20 years from now. But there's always something going on. And I know I work with a teacher from Jordan. She was born there, and what she has to say is totally different from what we see on TV. So TikTok, I guess there's no filter. Now, I'm not I don't know everything about it, but information is coming out through social media that you
Mm-hmm.
can't put a gag on that.
Mm-hmm.
So before, to get something on TV or back in the day when you have internet, social media, you had to send a letter out or try to get
Mm-hmm.
somebody at the news to speak on whatever the issue is that you have. But now you can
You
just
don't need
jump
them.
on anything, any platform, and send it out there. Now, what I will say, First Amendment is one thing, but when you let something out, there's a response to that. So you can say what you want, but politics says if you say the wrong thing, then there's some repercussions to that. You know what I mean? So First Amendment rights, you can say whatever you want, but we've all seen it, whether it be in the workplace, in the community, something can happen. The guy from Cash App, what happened to him? This guy is a multi-billionaire, and all of a sudden he got killed where there was no cameras around, no technology, nobody heard anything. And then the government was going to start their own platform of a Cash App. You know, these things. What about
Mhm.
Bitcoin? Hey, it's not regulated. Well, y'all ain't gonna be able to do that. It's either cut me in or cut it out. So,
There you go.
this is like way bigger than what we can see, but we know, we know the game. The game is the game. So it's
Yeah.
like, these things, like y'all said, the young people can go out there and, this is a different type of young crowd now versus, us. And like you said, protests been going on for years, but it's trying to get some key people in certain places. But you know, it's still limited in what you can do,
That's
because
true.
once you tipped your hand, if it ain't the right hand in the right space, then all of a sudden you're getting canceled
Yeah.
for telling the truth, but you're getting canceled. You
But
know what I
listen,
mean?
in the past year or 2 years, we've seen more shit happen over there that's been going on forever than
Yeah,
we've ever seen. Like, I've
yeah,
never known how bad the situation was. I thought somebody was doing something to these people over there.
yeah,
I really used to think that. I really used to be like, oh man, they're bombing Israel again, man.
yeah.
The people of Israel. I really used to think that shit, and that's not true.
Yes.
Well, it's true, but it's not like to the extent that they do, and that they don't
No, it's
never tell
called
the other
fighting
side.
back. It's called
Yeah,
Yes.
fighting back.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
It's
right,
called
right,
fighting
Trying to
right.
back.
keep their
Yeah,
land.
right,
It's
right.
called
So yeah,
defending yourself.
they're
Yeah.
they're not giving context to context, bro. There's so many words within the last couple years that I've learned. I've learned
Cutting their water off, starving them.
context matters in life, and I'm learning this new thing within the last 2 years of it. This thing called emotional intelligence,
Mm.
and emotional intelligence is so big. And I was like, yo, like wow. And then you learn it, and you're like, you get the understanding of it, and then you realize how much of it you lack, or how much our people um have been led because of the lack of emotional intelligence, and the fact that pulling on that heartstring, or not even a heart, pulling on that anger string, and how much we can just be pulled and yanked over here and not understand that we can go,
Hmm.
our emotions will take us to go ahead and trick us out of position.
Well, it's when people learn what changes your emotion.
Yeah.
And if they learn about, hey, this trauma, if we do a certain thing, I remember watching TV as a kid, seeing people throwing rocks at tanks. Like that didn't make sense to me. But like y'all
Mhm.
saying, this has been going on for years, and you just don't know until you're actually there. You know how the news reports something happened, and when you were there, you're like, wait a minute, that ain't even how it went down. I know the people that were there. So
Yeah.
it's what they want to feed us, like they say, programmed. So if we get programmed all these things through reality shows or whatever they want to feed us, remember how they used to say you watch TV, you watch the movie, but when you read the book, it gets a little bit more in depth. So it's like,
Mhm.
how can I get a hold of this information? And like you saying, the emotional intelligence, me going into mental health and then working with the kids, working in the prison system for so long, and then going out to schools, actually talking to kids, seeing that, man, this is a bigger problem than what I knew, and then watching that documentary, The 13th, kind of really added something into it. So it's
Yeah.
things that come from childhood, like you said, the mental health piece. We were always told, don't talk to nobody you don't know. Don't
Yep.
tell nobody you don't know your business. Then when you tell the people you know your business, they tell everybody. So it's
Hmm.
like, man, we've been programmed to do
Hmm.
certain things that were
That's a fact.
unhealthy. And so I'm like, man, just I ain't gonna go all into it, but yeah, I'm working on
Nah,
it.
bro,
That's real shit.
that's dope. That's
That's
Yeah.
super
real shit.
dope, because and I don't hold it against my parents. Like, the biggest thing I've had to learn in the process is that they too are products of the conditioning and
Yes.
in the in being indoctrinated.
Yes.
And let JJ in. So with learning that and then learning to re-educate or at least re-educate myself in a way to look at things differently, and go and say, okay, if this happened, what's the reason why? Which kind of takes us into our kind of our next topic is that a friend of mine's hit me up. My boy B out, and he's in Texas now, but Bryant, aka OJ, he hit me up and he was like, "Yeah, man, they got rid of the non-compete, da 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 da, and all this other stuff." And I was like, "Yo, that's dope," but they didn't just do it because it was the right thing to do. There's got to be a bigger picture or something else that's going on, or that what they're trying to achieve that allows that they got rid of it because Congress can't get shit right or pass nothing or anything else. So for this to move through and to come into law means that there's a bigger agenda. At least that's how I look at it. And it's trying to figure out what's the big play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that part right there.
That leads to, and it's about education and being open to like generational things, generational trauma, just family dynamics. Why do we do certain things? I mean, man, it's a whole bunch of like I got a whole bunch of books with just information because I got to take a big test next month. But it is it's eye opening. But just sharing the information, especially with our young people, man. And I'm talking about young, I mean like elementary school. You know, that's where we got to start. Because, I mean, you can expose, I said that knowledge is gained by levels of exposure. So if we can expose them to the information in a way that's receivable and being patient, you know, giving some grace, like he talked about our parents, you know, they were raised in whatever their situation was, and then their parents, grandparents. So it's just, we got to start from somewhere, you know. And I think, like y'all saying, as far as educating about politics and things that are going on in the community, I think it's just so important, and being consistent, you know, I think it's just so important.
Damn, truth bombs be dropping, bro. What we got next, Big Chicken? We went over that, and I touched lightly on the whole non-compete clauses with them getting rid of that, and then I guess we can lightly go across them holding airlines. The feds cracked down on airlines. More or less, airlines were supposed to do it, and a lot of it was in their policy. But if you never brought it up, and they canceled your flight or moved your flight, they were liable or owed you to go ahead either refund that, or make it right at no charge. And a lot of them weren't doing it. And so I guess the federal government, for whatever reason, is trying to crack down more on that. I don't understand the bigger picture behind it, but hey, maybe it's just the headline, and there might be some pork fat behind it. I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know, but it sounds like a good idea to me. It sounds like they hold people accountable for ripping your ass off.
Yeah. And they probably was getting
somebody in the
complaints.
airline industry pissed off the government, and this is punishment. Yeah. Maybe the whole Boeing thing and everything else. So you're on timeout for a while.
Yeah, let me spank your hands. But now look how the price of gas has gone up for no reason. Almost $4, and then $4 for like if you got to get, was it 93? Yeah. It's just things that happen for no reason, but that's like some things going on behind the scenes. Somebody is making billions and saving billions, and then like I said, right around politics time, the political voting time, election time. Then all of a sudden you'll start seeing a shift in things. They'll start coming out with, hey, we're gonna crack down on this and crack down on that. Now with the airlines, let me do something that appeals to the people, which they never did take care of that student loan thing for real. You put a Band-Aid on it, but you didn't take care of it for real. So let's make another move on that. And then the seniors, let's talk about medication, and then let's do something for the kids. You know, it's just the same cycle.
Yeah. Let's play games. Let's manipulate. Let's drag them along. Let's pull in their heartstrings.
Toy with our emotions. Yeah.
Toy with our emotions. Let's throw a carrot out there. Let's reel them in.
Yeah.
And then you get them right there during election time. Who be surprised what else we get? I wouldn't be surprised if they start dangling reparations around election time again.
But to your point earlier, I'm glad that US spoke about it's time for the younger people to take over because the older people, they got them good old boy ways. Truthfully, within the next 10, 15 years, they'll be giving gas away because once electric cars take over, gas ain't gonna be worth shit. My thing with that is, it's like some people be like, oh yeah, I gotta vote for Trump because I got the gas prices down. You act like that motherfucker got a refinery. Who you talking to? And even if he was, especially, I'm gonna go back to my people. This man is super racist. I don't give a fuck what he did. I will never vote for a person that I know for a fact does not like black people.
Right.
Period.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn. What we got next, Big Chicken? We jumping into sports. We got something else left in news.
We got one more sports, but still big figure. O.J. Simpson passing away.
Rest in peace to one of the greatest of all time.
The juice is loose.
Yeah.
But he reminds me of the 90s version of Candace Owens. I'm not gonna forget that you was a coon, OJ. I'm not gonna forget that when you got caught up in that bullshit, how you came back. I'm not gonna forget. So when you finally got jammed up and went to prison, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't give a fuck because I know you did it, but rest in peace. You one of the greatest who ever done it.
Rest in peace, OJ.
Hey, did you know? Hey, what at least from what I seen from a couple documentaries, her the maintenance guy from where she lived at, or her maintenance guy was a serial killer. Hey, Eddie is from Ohio.
Yeah.
I found that out recently.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You never heard about it back then. Matter of fact, when we worked together, there was an attorney that worked on that case, and I just reached out to him. He was in Beverly Hills to see how he was doing. But I never heard about that guy. So you only heard about certain things. See, that's what I said. Look how long it took to hear about that. And then, a lot of our people was like, yeah, we won. No, we didn't win nothing.
Right,
We didn't win a thing.
He's a fucking
And he shouldn't have went up in that hotel room. I wouldn't even have went up in that hotel room. They set him up, and he fell for it. You know what I mean?
Listen, he bit like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bit. Over some fucking football cards.
Stupid McNupit.
Couldn't believe
You are the card. The
Couldn't
card ain't
believe
nothing without you. No matter what it was, it's you.
Yeah.
So why would you
Yeah.
do that? You can get another one, motherfucker.
He was walking too. That head was bobbing and going down that hotel
Right, he
room.
thought he was on
30,000 cameras up
I'm
there.
going to get my shit back. Fuck this shit.
You got my shit. You got my shit.
Right.
Okay, one last thing in news. We jump into sports and then what time is it? We might jump into the main topic and just briefly go through things. For a long time, I think it was 38,000. If you made under 38, it was over 38, 38,000 and under. They didn't have to, if you worked overtime, they didn't have to pay you for, if you were salary, they didn't have to pay you for your overtime. They can get away with it. And they just passed a law that now has it to where if you make roughly 58,600, but 58,000 and under, if you are salary and you make that per year and under, they now are required by law to pay you for any overtime that you work. So, I mean, I think that helps out a lot of people that work at a lot of restaurants, a lot of general managers and managers who they used to work the hell out of. And some of these smaller factories, they could work the hell out of and get away with just sitting there saying like, yo, you overtime, your salary, so we don't got to pay you overtime. And now they're required to go ahead and pay. But again, like I always say, the government don't do nothing for nothing. So I'm trying to figure out what's the catch to it or who's getting set up for it, for the woo-woo for it.
I don't know. That's a good one.
And you said 38,000 or 38.
It used to be 38,000. Now it got moved up to 58,000. If you make under 58,000, they have to pay you the overtime you work instead of telling you your salary.
Salary employee. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm more mad that it was 38,000.
Yeah.
I am upset about that.
Basically, the way if you look at that, to me, it sounds like a lot of smaller businesses or a lot of these franchise, maybe not as bigger businesses, but more like your restaurant chains and things like that. They would have a general manager, and they probably had their general manager probably about 36, 37,000 or whatever case, and they'd work them to death,
the
and they'd
shit
never
out of
have to pay them for all that time that they was working trying to keep that restaurant going.
Yeah.
And they can always just sit there and get away with the whole salary thing. And now that it got moved up to 58, that kind of changes things. But then again, these restaurants pay more, but now they're charging more. Bro, we bought 2 meals yesterday at McDonald's and it came out to $35, bro.
Damn.
$35, bro.
did
Like,
that.
come on,
What you
like
got there
2
that cost that
meals.
much?
Hold on, man. Wait a minute. You need to get to make the app. The app. And then
You got a 48
I
piece.
need to-
hey, then you buying them deluxe sandwiches, man. You better get back to the dollar meals.
I got a
Bro, I
60
need
piece
a
out
dollar
here.
menu.
Well,
I
actually-
don't-
Hey,
I
that's 'cause
probably
you
just
got it
don't
like
need
that.
to be eating McDonald's. Reality.
No,
I probably
not
just
that.
need to.
Nah, I'm not getting for $35. Hell no, you don't need to be eating that. You lose
get-
this
you
and you
need to get
gaining
that
weight
back.
and losing money.
Hey, just to speak on that, what you said. So, just to give a little insight, in education, it is salary. So you get paid whatever your contract is. There's so many teachers that work beyond their time, and it's not. So what they did is another thing they done. This about at least 10.
So wait.
Probably longer
The
than
way
that.
it sounds like, is that a voting tactic from Biden to get
That might
the
be.
teachers unions and everything else? Like, because a
Well-
lot of you'd be hard pressed to find a teacher making 60,000.
Well, it depends on where you at.
Yeah.
So it's-
Okay.
It's
yeah.
we got a place here in Dublin. They make 120,000, 130,000 after 25 years. But think about it though. So to be a school counselor, you got to have a master's degree. To be a teacher, you got to have a bachelor's. But what they do is they pay you bachelor's, master's plus how many ever credit hours you have. But what they done is most places only work you're scheduled for 37 hours. So that whole overtime thing goes out the window. But teachers' education is not that. It's just the hours of the school day that the students are there. So whatever you do extra, you see them and they say, well, they get the summers off. That's not true. Like I get 1 month off in the summer, but I have to go 2 weeks prior to school starting, 2 weeks after. But it's a part of the salary. But in the summer, you don't get paid. So some districts have a plan A or a plan B, where you get either paid just during school or you can get paid throughout the year. But it's only like 36 or 37 hours to avoid an overtime problem. So, and I didn't know that until working for the institution, you get overtime. You just, walk a little slower and drive a little slower. You figure out what the game
Hey,
is.
we take the detour back from OSU Hospital. Take the long way back.
Oh man, hey, 59 minutes to go around 270 at 55 miles an hour. You know what I mean?
Hey, bro, not only am I trying to sit there and get OT, I'm trying to make sure I don't get mandated the next day. So I need my 4.5.
Listen, you just gave me more respect for these teachers because I would have been said fuck these kids. Ain't no way.
Yeah, this is
Kids be
crazy.
stupid as fuck fucking with me.
And like I said, it is like I'm in a rural area. I'm in a rural school district. So around the corner, you may be able to make $15,000 to $20,000 more. So the turnover is really high. That is one thing I say where the government need to step in, because if the job requires the same, the pay should be the same. You know what I mean? If they really want to step in, do that. But it's a lot. You really got to know how to manage. And it's a lot of kids, man, a lot of different cultures, a lot of different, things that's happening. So, you got to get in where you fit in.
Man, you have to work, braid hair, sell dope, and rob.
Man, to be able to pay your student loans. Man.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing.
Listen, you'll be underwater the rest of your life.
That's a strategy too.
Oh,
That's what I said.
Mhm.
I ain't heard nothing. I got all these degrees.
Man, you know how
Wow.
mad I'd be begging
Wow.
somebody to shoot me or run me over with their car, some shit like that. I'm like, listen, bitch, I need the SSI check. I can't do this.
Real quick. Hey,
Listen, Uncle Sam, He got to have a perm because he's a fucking pimp. That's the craziest shit I ever heard in my life. Listen, there's no benefit to being a teacher. Listen, man.
Yeah.
Listen.
So this is what I will say.
Mm-mm.
You know, there's a way to navigate through every system. You got to have your own company. So I do consulting work. So
Okay.
you know, I'm in my office. So you got to know how to play what benefits you. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
really am passionate about what I do and training families, educating kids, and that whole thing. So I got to make this thing work for me. Like he said, he would make sure he get them 4 hours so he wouldn't get mandated. So I got to come into this space, and I want to share this information because not many people have worked in the criminal justice system, education, mental health, and know what that whole thing is like. So, and especially from our perspective, I want to start a podcast and talk about Black fathers with kids on the spectrum. You know what I mean? I know we're out here. We do a great job. But as far as being seen, it's not there yet. So that's something that I want to work on. So even though that
me and my bro got you. We got
it's
you.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, we gonna make it happen.
It's gonna
We
happen.
got you.
Facts, major facts.
It's gonna happen. So I'm just consistent with it, man. Even though I see some things that need to be adjusted, I'm just on my own path, man. And God got some things working for me that's gonna be amazing. So I ain't gonna let the student loans. I tell them I ain't got it, but I can put something on it until I get it. You know what I mean?
Hey, facts.
Yo, okay, so we running up on an hour. What we gonna do here is we gonna jump into sports, but it's kind of quick. We gonna kind of lead the draft in the playoffs till next week for AAA sports. And we gonna jump into Caitlin Clark. Did y'all guys see the Nike deal she did?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's big for her. I like that.
How much was it, Big Chicken?
One of 28 million.
I think it was 28 million.
That's cool. She getting her just due because, I mean, unfortunately, the way the WNBA is set up, it's not in their budget to pay anybody.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. And I think that's how it's been. The endorsements deals used to be bigger than what the salary was, but I know theirs was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I seen her and I was like, man, okay, they'll hook it up on the back end. So hopefully one day that improves. But that's a great deal there.
Look at it like this. That's way more than Jordan's first Nike deal. Way more.
Yeah.
Props to her. You know what? I grew up in an era where in competitive sports you gave props to where props was due. It doesn't matter the race. If you play football, actually, honestly, if you play hoops, if we was black back then and we played hoops and we seen a white boy come out there and schooling a whole bunch of brothers, hey, we was super hyped for it. We like, oh my God, he is crazy. If you seen a white boy come on that track and dust a whole bunch of brothers, you were like, bro, it ain't gonna be me running against him. No.
You coming to the barbecue.
Yeah. So props to Caitlin Clark. What I will give her props on is this. Everything that went on, and she had plenty of opportunities to try to cater to a certain audience that wanted her to see her win because of her race. And for as far as I can see, she never folded into that. She stayed business as usual, go out here and just play basketball and try to win. So I give all the props to her, man. I was kind of hoping that the girl that considered the greatest women's college basketball player of all time, I wanted to see her get one. I did personally because just to add to the story. But
story went
her
like
losing, I wasn't heartbroken when she lost. You know what I'm saying? But I was kind of like, yo, if she wins one, the story is unique. But she didn't. But she's super dope. I wish her the best.
Yeah, she is
I just hate that a lot of times with her in race, it shouldn't even be involved. To your point, she's never said nothing racist. She's never done nothing racist. She doesn't appear to be racist. Her whole career, she's going to deal and play against and with black people. Bottom line, you know, a lot of people did want to see her win, you know, because she's white, but that's fine. You know, I wanted to see Tiger Woods fucking win because he's black. So what?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I voted for Obama the first time because he's black.
Me too. So fucking what? So what? You supposed to want to see your people win
It's
because
Jeezy's fault.
because you want to see your people win. That does not automatically make you racist. So if there's people out there that vote for her for being white because they white, so what? I've seen the two, I forget their names. They're analysts on ESPN. I seen them talk about the Miami Heat, and they were talking about Hero and what's the other kid's name. They were like, "Yeah, my white dudes out there balling," and they was liking it because they was white, and there was nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I like what you said, Reggie, and we'll have to touch on that again because that's a deeper conversation. There's some honesty and truth, and there's a lot of things we have to look at ourselves in the mirror. Well, there's a lot of things we have to look at ourselves in the mirror as a people and be honest about,
Yeah.
and them too. So what we go into next is the main topic, which is the Drizzle, aka soft guy era. How about this? All of us in this room, all of us on this pod have played a part at some point in time in raising youth. I know E. White got 2 sons, and I know Reggie's got a daughter, and I know
got
my
3.
brother earlier from was raising a young man and a young girl at one point in time, one of his previous relationships and stuff. So he was a father too. So all of us have played that parental role. Now, to be fair, I'm gonna let Big Chicken pull up the actual definition of. Let me know when you got it. Of the whole drizzle soft guy era, because as much as it's funny as hell, I get the premise of what they're trying to do, but I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see it.
Yeah, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
Yeah, I got something that a guy said at an award ceremony that I'd like to send to you too. I have 3 sons and a daughter.
Okay, 3 sons and a daughter. My bad.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, from definition of some website, Times Now don't know how reliable. It says this new trend promotes men dating well-off women who can take care of them instead of broke women. The term drizzle is often sprinkled randomly in the soft guy era videos, seemingly out of nowhere, and it started trending.
So
Hold
get
on.
you a sugar mama. Basically, you get you a sugar mama. She's
Oh.
sprinkling you. Yeah.
Oh,
Come
Well,
on,
I
man.
don't personally know any of my friends or anybody that does that. My mentality is that ain't nobody taking care of me. I'm gonna take care of myself. And I mean, if you wanna buy me gifts, if you're my girl, that's fine. But I'm not about to sit there and let nobody take care of me. I'm a grown ass fucking man.
What does a soft guy era got to do with anything like that? What I don't understand. I don't
Well,
get the
they call it the soft guy era. Is more. I don't know if that's more used as an attack. I'm gonna have Big Chicken pull it up.
I think
soft guy era.
that
But they're correlated with each other.
I think that is kind of like what I be talking about sometimes. Is like, to me, it seems like it's an attempt nowadays to emasculate or demasculate, whichever the proper pronunciation is,
Yeah.
of
yeah.
black men.
Demasculate.
Demasculate.
Emasculate something. It's terrible.
Big
Because-
Chicken got
because-
it. Here we go.
because
Big Chicken
that's-
got it.
That's
So
all
this
cap.
comes from the idea or rejecting of girl boss lifestyle. Females who like want to be more dominant in the relationship, that they kind of started the whole soft guy era, and like they kind of want that kind of person. If that makes sense.
But who's like that though? Like I don't.
There are a lot of women that there are enough women that prefer a man who they can kind of dominate, just like there are men who prefer women that they can dominate, and there's some men who like or prefer women who are strong enough to stand up to them. So
Yeah.
I get it in a sense of it. I think we're just kind of highlighting
Control.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's all about the fight for control. I'm gonna tell you right now, you can put me in the soft guy era thing only for the fact of Oprah Winfrey and Martha Stewart are financially sexy, my niggas. So
I mean, yeah. That's
listen,
anybody.
if they need me to be a stay-at-home dog dad,
No.
I'm all for Oprah. I'm your guy. Fuck Stedman. It's me. It's me, okay?
Money is not everything, man.
Well,
No.
why does it have to
Bro,
have a name like
I'll
the
find
soft
that
guy
out.
era?
That's
Yeah,
my
it's
lesson to
strange,
learn.
Like where is this crowd of guys that are like this? Because like I said, I don't know
No,
none.
I know guys that
I
like
don't know
stuff
none.
like that, and they not soft. They players. You know what I'm saying? They in a sense pursue women who got more than them so they can get what they got. It's not a thing that I want to fall in love with somebody older to take care of me. No, I want to drive your car. I want to say I'm whipping your stuff. I'm taking your. It's a take mentality. It's a weird thing. It's not a. It's not. This is
I
not
Oh,
see
like a
what you're
normal
saying.
thing.
oh,
Yeah,
listen,
I
I
see what
used
you're
to be
saying.
like that. Listen, I'm not knocking whoever you're talking about, and I don't know if this is them, but I'm gonna say me when I was like that for real, it's because I used to be a bum. I ain't gonna cap to you. And I
Yeah,
used
I'm
to
just
have
saying
serious
that
drinking
that's
problems.
those are the only
Yeah.
times I know of situations like this. Like I would never call it a soft guy era. I just know that it's dudes that do that because we
Yeah.
got cousins that do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
listen, E. White had this like 88-year-old chick that he was no, I'm joking.
You said you was done with her, man. No.
He passed her on through.
Yeah. So this is what
he stole my girl.
this
He
is
stole
what I was
Ethel.
thinking.
He stole
That-
Ethel.
Oh man,
This,
right.
this is what I was thinking, and I'm gonna send you this video. I think back when we grew up in the '80s. On powdered milk, the big block of cheese, food
Some of that.
stamps, and really we
I
didn't
hate
have a
powdered
car,
milk.
so you had to walk. You didn't have bus fare and that kind of thing. So when we got older and got a job and got kids, we wanted to make it better. So we started running out, income increase. You want to go out and get all these gaming consoles. I had one Atari with the little joystick thing with the orange button. So I'm gonna run out and I'm gonna get my son, my oldest is 26. I'm gonna get him the Xbox. I'm gonna give him Nintendo
Sega.
because
I'm
I
gonna get him a
wanted it.
Sega.
I'm gonna get him the big car bed that I seen on Ricky Schroeder. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get him all these things, and I'm gonna go get it because it's in me. Because I know how it is not to have nothing. So his generation, I'm looking at softer because they don't know how to really go get it. 10 toes down, get it. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we have made it easier. This guy, I gotta send you the video. He said my grandfather walked. He said that I had a Cadillac. My son will have
You
a
know his name?
Mercedes.
You don't know his name? Because man, Big Chicken to pull it up.
Well, I got to look on here. I have to send it to you. I got the video. I wish I could send it to you now. I
Nah,
don't know
what
if
he's talking about basically is black privilege.
So what'll happen is his great grandkid will be walking again because you've made it easier. They don't know about resilience. They don't know nothing about failing. They don't know how to go get it and be consistent with it. I teach like my youngest, well, my 16-year-old, my youngest are here. My philosophy is you start strong, stay consistent, finish strong. These kids I'm seeing in the classroom right now don't know what to do if they can't find a pencil. What do? The internet is out. It's like, man, you grab some paper and you still go get it. Everything doesn't shut down. So when you said that, that's what I was thinking of, how the different generations are not as strong as we were and know how to be resourceful, you know what I mean? And go out here like, man, I got to make something happen.
Right.
Where's the success for me in this process? And then I can show some other people. But man, I'm not taking no, or the internet is out and that's going to shut me down. No. I done been down to nothing twice. 0. And I'm on my way back like nobody's business because of the resiliency. And then we know how it is not to have nothing because we've seen it. It was kind of programmed into us. But that's what I thought you was talking about.
No. I think what you're saying actually correlates to the key root of it all, what we're talking about. And that's dope. I think for us, me and my brother, we grew up.
Hold on one second, not to interrupt you. But can I see if I can find this video and shoot it to you?
Yeah, go ahead, try to find it. Yeah.
All right.
Me and my bro, we grew up at in a more or less, and we didn't see it that way, but a creator's era. And the creator's era is imagination. And we had to use our imagination, bro. If we ain't had the toys, or we ain't have enough toys, we had to find certain things around the house to make complete what we were trying to do, trying to play, or trying to build.
Motherfucker, we use baby powder for snow on a football field. Okay, you can't tell me nothing. Okay, dreams come true.
Dreams come true, bro. We had the S curl spray bottle. as a wide receiver on the
Oh,
opposite
man.
team.
Talk
Oh,
about it.
let Knox in.
Hey,
So, bro,
Usher
we grew.
gloves is Michael Jackson gloves with the sequence stickers.
Yeah. So we grew.
Oh man,
We
that's
grew
good.
up in an era where your imagination,
Mhm.
the ability to create, the ability to pull something out of nothing, and yeah, you might be able to correlate it back to your living conditions or poverty or whatever the case. But for us, I mean, we knew we didn't have money, but we never felt we were poor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Never felt we were poor. Like if we go back and ask our parents, and they was making like what $10 at Bargain Port an hour, and $6.50 maybe at a nursing home wiping ass. Like, bro, $13 between the two people in your household, like an hour. You
Making
tell
that
me
work.
that today, bro? Like, no. So
Always had a full fridge. Always had
yeah,
a
we
good
had to
Christmas.
figure it
Like,
out.
it's deep.
We had to find a way. We had to figure it out. Did it lead us to do some stupid shit sometimes? We ain't gonna tell Kmart on us, and we ain't gonna tell Hills on us. But but shout out to Warren B Sports. I know it's closed now in a yo.
Oh, that was a legend.
That was a legend, yeah. But we figured it out, man. We went to Stockings. We hustled. We found some way to make it happen. Shout out to Sid Pazar. I wanted a bike. He made me go earn, and he taught us about. He's our first rap manager. He taught us about like, yo, if you want it, you gotta earn it. And he was like, y'all just gotta rake up the apples and the leaves in our backyard, whatever case. And I'm gonna hand you a bike. The way you pay it off is this way. Let Knox in. Knox, yo. So we were just going over as you come in with this whole drizzle soft guy era, and more or less we was talking to my OG. He's trying to pull up something right now, E White. But we were talking about our era coming up, bro. Imagination mattered. Like we had to figure out a way to like get it if we ain't have it, bro. We was out in the woods with sticks playing what's the Commando. You had a
Right.
big ass stick, and that was your grenade launcher back in the days. A tree wrench. You running through the woods with your friends, like, yo,
Shooting shit.
shoot up shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
Hold on real
even if
quick.
you
Let me get my
yes,
mic on.
okay, I'll let
No,
you get
but
your
you're
mic
right
straight.
though.
So,
You're right.
yeah, so but that raised us to be creative and problem solvers. And when we went into other things, when we moved on and we got older, and we was trying to do music, and we was like, yo, we don't got this type of mic, we're gonna use this and make it work. We don't have this, we're gonna use this. Yo, we don't got a video camera, we gonna use this. And we was ingenuitive. We found ways
Yeah, make it
to
happen.
try to make it happen. And we were more creative. So what E. White was saying is that he was talking about a process where was it black privilege, or what was it we were talking about? Where
Well, he was saying where the grandfather had to work for it, but he was able to provide it. So his son had a Cadillac, and now his son has a Lexus, and his son now has a Benz. So they don't know what it's like to struggle because the previous generations already struggled for them. So when it's time for them to struggle, they can't handle it as well because they weren't
Yes.
built like that.
Right. Yes, sir.
and I know Tony's got some Knox has got some young kids and stuff like that, and I know he's deeply rooted. Although I ain't gonna lie, this brother was driving around in the Caddy Catera in high school, whipping on everybody.
Caprice.
Yo, but at the same time, like what was dope about him, and some other brothers that we graduated or we grew up with, was that our parents were very big on teaching us to struggle and having to go and earn, or pushing you to go and earn what's yours. And that's maybe I'm not gonna claim it as a Youngstown thing, because I know E. White being from E. White, you from Akron or Canton?
Columbus, but I graduated from Bookville in Akron. I stayed up there for 3 years.
Oh yeah, shout out to
Okay.
Book though, man.
Yes, sir. 1040, standing tall.
Yeah. So for
here it
us,
is.
man, it was the struggle, the survival, and Knox is from the yo, and he grew up in it, man. And this dude is one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life. Like, it don't matter if it's music, if it's sports, if it's
I appreciate that,
computers.
man. Appreciate
Man,
that.
I appreciate you. This brother is always quick to pick it up. And when you come across people like that who understand also the struggle, me and his brother had conversation not too long ago late at night, and his ability to sit there and perceive things. And I always ask him, and as I'm going to it and I'm gonna get to it, the biggest thing is this. I asked him last week when me and him talked, and I'm gonna ask you, bro, and I'm gonna ask you, Mr. White, when was it that you realized for you your train of thought broke off from the conditioning, the training, or the understanding that we had, and you started to look at things different, and you noticed the way that the people around you that you grew up with, whether it be your parents, your friends, your schoolmates, whoever, changed. Like and I hate the word woke because it's been taken to be so many other things. But when was the moment like you realized you was in the matrix? Is the best way I can put it.
To be honest, 2015. So I started working in the prison system. I was 18.
Oh wow.
So I had a street mentality the whole time I'm working there because I'm working with criminals. But I'm gonna try to be. I know I gotta step it up because in order to make more money, you gotta get more education. You gotta have more knowledge. You gotta have more training. So I don't have no game, but I know how to play the game. So the game was I'm gonna go down here to this training academy. I'm gonna get paid while I'm on the clock, and then they're gonna give me a free education. So that'll get me more in this environment because it's saturated. You know, it's game. It's all game. It's a whole bunch of street people. And if you don't know how to play it, then you ain't gonna survive. So I made it all the way up to captain, did major for a while, got some bumps, got some bruises. Then I felt like, man, I'm not happy. I'm not even doing what I want to do. And I'm just shortening a 19-year span. But I started going out to school, seeing why the population was 48 to 51% black men. And we only make up 12% of the state of Ohio.
Population.
So in 2015, I left in 2013 when my 11-year-old was born. And I was sitting down watching that documentary, The 13th, and it all hit me all at once.
The 13th Amendment?
That's a deep
no,
one.
the documentary, The 13th.
Yeah, that's a deep one.
And I'm sitting here like, man, I'm in it. So, you know, what they say, something like you can't see the forest because of the trees. So I'm in it. I'm, like I said, 10 toes down. So I ain't gonna say it on here, but we was fooling around one night in the parking lot at when we worked together, and that my mentality was still my mentality. So once I got out of that environment, the PTSD, you know, I started getting information, thinking outside the box, and realizing when we in that box, in that machine, your mentality things work one way: survival, hustle, you know, and you fight or flight mentality all the time. You can't trust the people that you work with, you work for, that work for you. And then I ain't even saying nothing about the offenders. So when I get removed from the situation, I realize that I start going out here in the community. Like, man, I don't see anybody from that environment. So we stay trapped mentally and
emotionally,
spiritually. So once I started to see things outside, now all these systems are set up. I'll say that there's a school system, there's a prison system. A system is designed to work regardless of who's there. So it's how do you?
Oh, you went blank.
You went blank. You muted yourself.
No, I thought it was me.
Yeah, I was looking like.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Myself, man.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So just start educating myself, getting around some people, learning some things, man, and really just starting to grow. So, like I said, 2015, I'm sitting back and it was like, man, I need to start improving myself. And how can I do that outside of that space? So reinventing, recreating myself is what I've been doing. So if that answers you, put it 2015.
Yeah, that does it. Bro, for you, when was it for you that you was like, yo, like you started processing everything like you was like, yo, this is not what I've been taught. This is not what's been given to me.
I think when I got to Virginia, man.
Your Uncle Rich?
Yeah. You know, for those that don't know, Originally from Youngstown. Did get caught up in the streets and end up getting expelled from school for possession with intent, whatever that's supposed to mean. Well, they made it mean what they wanted it to mean. But anyway, so I got shipped to Virginia to go to school, but I still had the Youngstown mentality. So it was fuck you, nigga. What's up? Like, and then
Yeah, been there.
yeah. One day, I'm dead serious. One day, my junior year, and this is gonna sound so crazy saying this out loud. But one day, I was in the bathroom, right, about to go to school, and I'm hyping myself up, like these niggas can't touch me. These niggas can't see me. These niggas don't want this. These niggas don't want none of this. These niggas don't got nothing to say to this. Doing my whole routine. And then something just was like, but these niggas ain't saying nothing to you. And then I sat back and I was like, oh shit, I'm hyping myself up for nothing. Like I'm about to go to school. It ain't nothing about to happen. No fight, no, no gang, no shoot, no. I could be whoever I wanted to be. And it was at that moment in time when my consciousness kind of came amongst itself and was like, hold up, I don't gotta be that no more. I don't gotta, I don't gotta like carry this front like I'm about to stab somebody or hurt somebody or do something to somebody because my environment ain't like that no more. And plus, when you in those classes with all those white people and you can't compete mentally because you haven't had the educational background that they have at that point.
Or the resources,
yeah. I was like, oh no, this ain't gonna be me. Like, So I got with Uncle Rich, and every day I spent 3 or 4 hours just studying mathematics and English and social study. All these things I never ever tried. Like I never took books home. I don't even know if you remember, Jamar, but she tried to do homework with me for one time, and she spent like 4 hours doing homework with me because I didn't like that shit. Like it just was never me. Like school was never my thing. But I forced myself to do it because I saw that I had the mentality that couldn't allow it to happen. So once I got rid of that, I just saw like a whole new lane, and I was like, "Oh, I could be who I want. Oh, it's on and popping now." Yeah. So that's how I came to consciousness self.
Knox, you want to share again, at least for those that's watching, maybe less for you when it was that moment where you was like, "Yo, like it's bigger or it's different or whatever the case." You're I hate woke, whatever case you're awake.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had, like I told you before, it's been so many different things that end up just, it's like you think you're crazy when you have these thoughts, and then you see them manifest in real life, and you're like, oh, I'm not crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or the world just starts showing you signs that's like, oh no, you not crazy. Like everybody else is crazy. You know what I mean? Like
you get it.
And so
they don't.
I just had so many like just pivotal moments of like that might even not really relate to what you're asking, but I call it like those unlock moments. Like, and it's funny because even to this day, when I had those moments, I'll do like a Zelda, in Zelda find something, be like, like I do that shit all the time. Like just anytime I unlock something, I'll be like, oh, like it just went bling, you know what I'm saying? So like moving to California from Ohio, well, from Youngstown to be more specific.
Yeah.
Like I had lived in Cincinnati before. I kind of spent a summer in Atlanta, like a summer in Seattle. But when I moved to Long Beach is when I realized how small Youngstown was. Like,
yes, sir.
And then that's when I really realized, like, oh, we really from the bottom. Like, and I think I did a simple math of just dividing the amount of people that was in Youngstown by the people that was in LA County. And it was like 42 Youngstowns. And I was like, wow, what the, like, imagine that. Like,
hey, 42 Youngstowns in technically a smaller space.
In a smaller space, way smaller space, like jam-packed. Like, Because I mean, driving from Youngstown to Cleveland is an hour, but driving from Long Beach to Hollywood is an hour too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But in between Long Beach and Hollywood is way more opportunity
Yeah.
than the opportunity between Youngstown and Cleveland. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just made me realize, like, oh, these people have an advantage over you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the fact that you here means something. Like that's important. And I ran back home and tried to explain to my family, my homies, like, yo, this ain't it. Like, Youngstown too small, y'all. Like this, the reason
How
why we
hard was
can't
that,
get
though?
out. Oh, it was
How frustrating
impossible.
was
It
that
was
part? How-
it was impossible.
No, see, I know that's what I'm sitting there saying. How frustrating
It was
was
impossible.
that part? Like it hurts.
It
It,
was
almost hurts.
it hurt. No, I went back to California like, man, fuck Youngstown. I ain't going back there. Them fucking crazy as hell. Like, I mean, I'm being 100% honest. I just felt like I thought I was coming home with these gems, and I realized like they don't even you can't understand it until you experience it.
Yeah.
Like me telling them ain't it. Like me trying to break it. Like, hey, listen, y'all, listen. We gotta go to Cleveland and Detroit and Columbus and Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and Lexington, Kentucky and Chicago. We gotta go to all those places in order to get these opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And niggas was like, yeah, but ain't nobody doing that. Like the fact that I hadn't been to Manhattan, New York, and New York is what, 6 hours from Youngstown?
That was crazy, right?
And I done drove to Miami. so why ain't I never drove to New York was the craziest thing in my mind growing up. Like, what? We never went to New York. Why? It just seemed like a foreign place to us. Like, and
Far away.
even being there, it's just like, this is a lot. Like, I'm telling you, the first time I went to New York, I was like, oh, I could live here.
Yeah.
But I knew, like, once you had kids, though, yeah, no, this ain't it.
This ain't it. No.
But I was like, I would do it. You know, I just, it works. But it was a fun, busy place, you know. It's something else different from what you grow up. It just opens you up, you know.
Yeah, it does. And all of us, in a sense, that Ohio bred, born, overcoming the because you know how like he said, and I've been that. My brother seen me be that way. Like first time I moved to Columbus, I'm like, nigga, I'm from Youngstown. I ain't even trying to act like I'm the hardest. But
wait,
the fact
I had
that
to
I survived Youngstown.
Man, I had to dead that shit. I had to dead that shit in Long Beach. Like,
yeah, bro, yeah, you was
like imagine. And then I'm with niggas from other places too. So like I was kicking it with this dude from Pittsburgh, my homeboy Lou, and we had this girl house. She invited us to the crib, but she knew, you know, we usually come in with some weed, we usually come in with some drink. So that was probably why she invited us. But we get there and there's 2 chicks and 2 other dudes in the room. And we kind of just like, the fuck did she bring us over here for? Like, so then it was dark in the room, so I turned the light on. You know, I'm going to pour some drinks, roll some weed. The dude get up and turn the light off.
Oops.
So I walk back over to the light and I flick it back on, left my head in the air like this. And I'm staring at the dude like,
what you gonna do?
And then I go back to pour my drink, and Buddy gets up and turn them again. So now the Youngstown is about to start popping out. And I'm like, oh, here we go. But again, in that moment, I was so smart in that moment. I said, this not your hood.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know where these niggas is from. You don't know where these niggas live.
It's the reason why he doing that.
Like, it ain't that serious. So I just looked at boy Lou. I said, let's go. Look, took my alcohol, I took my weed, and I got the fuck up out of there. I wasn't about to fight nobody. I wasn't about to talk no shit. Because again, Youngstown to teach you, no, stand up for your man. Don't let nobody punk you like that. Talk your Nah, not in that moment. I was like, nah, this ain't my hood. I'm
Hey,
gone.
when old boy saying the wire, you want some of this? Nope.
No,
That's Friday. That was
Friday.
Friday.
Was it
Yeah.
Friday?
You want some too,
Hey,
old
what's the
man?
black? What was
Yeah.
the black
No.
dude off of The Wire when he came up to the porch and he was like, "No," and he left. You know what I'm
He-
talking about?
I ain't watched The Wire. No,
What's
I ain't
the-
Oh,
watched.
you ain't watched The
Hey,
Wire?
The
Hold on,
Wire
what scene
got
you
it.
talking about,
Nah, I
man?
didn't.
That's what the black councilman dude. He went. It's a meme for it and everything. Pull it up.
Oh, you talking about shit.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh.
He came up to a thing too, and she was like that, and he was like, "Nope."
Yeah, nah, I got out of Dodge. I was like, this ain't my
Yeah, he
hood,
used to do
man. I'm
that
out of
too.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy
So,
though, man.
he white in the background still, but
I was gonna say what he just said,
Whip-
man, was like what we just talked about earlier. He processed that whole thing, and mentally he was like, "This probably ain't the best thing. I'm gonna go ahead and ride on out." He made a
And
conscious
listen, the
decision.
dude I was with from Pittsburgh he one of them niggas that's like, oh, we fighting, then let's go. So I already knew, like, if I turn up, this nigga's gonna turn up, and it's gonna be a whole problem.
right.
So I'm
right.
like, nah. I said,
It ain't
this ain't
working.
it. I said, you ain't trying to fuck none of these chicks. I
Yeah,
ain't
that's what I
trying
was
to
about
fuck
to
none of
say.
these
Yeah,
chicks.
yeah.
Like, it ain't that serious,
What we
bro. Y'all
doing?
can have it. Like, yeah, y'all can have it. Look, and then when
Yo.
I left, I turned the light back off. So y'all can have that. Y'all good. I'm
Let me
out of
gather
here.
all my stuff, and then we
Look,
can
no
go.
disrespect, my homeboy. My bad. Here you go.
Yo, that
Yeah.
living in Cali did teach me a lot. Living in Long Beach, I live downtown Long Beach, off of
Oh, word. That's what's up.
Ocean and Atlantic. So I was like, but getting to go with my ex-wife now, but getting to go out there and experience it, man, and then go. Our church was in Carson, but right down the street from Compton and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole experience, man, it was like I love
Yeah,
being
LA
from
was wild.
Ohio. Yeah, it's wild. It's like I love being from Ohio, and I will always rep Youngstown till I die.
Yeah.
But I understood that as much as we love to stress our trials and tribulations and what we overcame, there's always somebody else willing to go further about their trials and tribulations and what they overcame.
You ain't lying.
And it was like it's not worth it. Like you said, like you
Yeah.
go there in that small area where there's more people condensed in that small area than the area
Yeah.
we grew up in, and you're like, yo, like.
I had to tell a weed man one time. This dude was in college selling weed in Long Beach out of his apartment. And so I'm trying to get some weed. And he come serve me at my car in front of the apartment. I said, bro, what is you doing? He said, what's up? I said, nigga, this ain't your block. We in Long Beach, bro. Why? No, listen. This what happened. I seen this nigga a month later. He was bruised up with bandages and shit. Nah, nigga robbed him.
He had it
I
coming.
said, you everybody on the street that you serving, like, and this not your block, bro. You in college. Like, these niggas are looking at you.
Facts.
So then they was like, oh, you sell weed? Oh, let me buy some weed. And the dude reached through the car and stabbed him like 6 times.
Damn.
Yeah, through the window.
Listen to this.
I said, man, I told you, I'm serving people in front of your crib like that, man. Like,
No.
but
I mean,
yeah, man.
again, our era, bro, I'm thankful for Youngstown.
Right,
It
me
was
too.
small enough, but it was dangerous enough. It did
Right.
teach me lessons. It taught me
Yeah.
how to be able to be on alert, on my swivel when I entered some of these other cities.
Man, it's
And
even worse. I had to tell niggas from Cleveland to YSU, and they talking all that Cleveland talk. I said, listen, y'all, Youngstown is small, bro. In Cleveland, you could get in a beef with somebody, go outside of town and hang out. I said, you cannot do that in Youngstown.
no.
Niggas got cousins on every side of town. Somebody gonna be like, "Hey, remember that nigga that you talking about? He right over here right now. Everything 10 minutes away."
It be a dude you played Little League football with your whole
straight
life.
up.
Never had no beef with this dude.
Straight
He
up.
robbed you because y'all hanging at a mutual close friend that
That's
played
why
Little
I
League
tried to
with y'all
tell it.
crib.
I tried to tell the Cleveland dude. I said, "Man, beef ain't the same here as it is in Cleveland,
Too
bro."
small.
I said,
Too small.
"Cut that shit out, man." I said, "You can't run it in Cleveland. Ain't nowhere to hide, or unless you just don't go nowhere."
Yeah.
And then you can't even be on your porch in Youngstown because niggas just turn down random blocks and might see you. Like, for real. I mean, let's be honest. How many times you done hit a random block on the south side and seen somebody you know, like, "Hey, what's up? I ain't know you be over here, bro." "Oh yeah, they're my cousin house." Nah, see,
Nah, bro, I can't. I'm gonna go ahead and
That's
play
a-
what E. White was talking about. Go ahead, Big Cat, pull it up.
Oh, did you see it?
Shit.
Shit, he pulled up the other video, what he was talking about.
I'm driving a Cadillac. My son is in a Mercedes. Said my grandson will be in a Ferrari. But he said my great-grandson will be walking again. So I asked him, I said, "Well, why is that?" And he said to me, "Tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men.
Damn.
Weak men create tough times." He said to me, "Many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors."
Got it.
Shit.
Shit. Damn.
That was
There you go.
Man, that's Senator Clay Davis.
Clay Davis.
Shit.
Yo, but what he said, E. White OG,
Yeah. Thank
is
you for that.
100% true. That's
man.
dope for
Yeah.
bringing that to the
Wow.
forefront.
I
Like,
thought that's
yo.
what y'all was talking about. That other thing, I don't, we are, some cats want to do that. We work with a guy. Do you remember? Well, I ain't gonna say his name, but he was my lieutenant. He would go get chicks to buy all these things for him. He had some appliances that you can work on your app. While he was at work, he started his laundry. She got him a car, furniture, all these things. And when things went south, he lost everything. So you can do that, but he ain't have his feet up underneath him. Like you said, if you want to do that, that's cool, but I'm going to still be on my grind. And he wasn't. He just sat back. And the next thing you know, he lost his place. She was married. Got him a car, got him all these things. I'm like, man, that ain't gonna work out. But he's like, yeah, man, I got to do it. I'm like,
Okay.
Now, if your woman is making more than you, if that money comes into the kitty, that's cool. That's a great thing because you building together. But just to sit back and say, I want some broad to take care of me, and I ain't say woman, I said some broad because the mentality is not building mentality.
Yeah.
So if that,
100%. Yeah.
So that's what I was talking about, making sure that we build our younger generation up to know how to survive and do these things that they need to have to be able to function in life.
Yeah.
Teach our man to be able to be man and know how to survive on their own and be able to know what it's like to have to uplift or be responsible for others.
Yes.
And so though there's levels. What's the old saying? There's levels to this.
No doubt.
Yeah, and so we all grew up. We all seen the old pimp mentality dudes. We've all grew up and seen it. At some point in time, we're like, yo, that's fly. But a lot for us, we also seen men who went out, well, at least for me and my brother. My mother is a strong woman, which is my bro's stepmom. So our mom, a strong woman. But what we did see every day for us was I'm gonna say our father, his biological, but our father get up every day and go to work. We never questioned whether he was a sorry ass dude or not because he got up and went to work. Bro, our Christmases, we thought we was rich because he worked at Bro, he worked at Bargain Port, and all y'all, if those that's in the Midwest or in Ohio or Youngstown know about Bargain Port, they used to be over there on the South Side, whatever it came. So we got all these discounts on all these toys and everything else. You would have never told us that we was poor back then.
Yeah.
And he grinded, and his biggest thing was like, my kids will have it. And my mom took charge of so many other stuff. And so there was, and not to throw nobody under the bus, but for me and my bro knows what I'm talking about. For us, we seen a functioning household, but we also had to understand to take the wins and the L's from that and learn how to be functioning leaders as men. Because to us, we seen my stepmom or my brother's mom as the functioning leaders, the decision makers in the household. Because my stepdad, his dad was so, he wasn't passive, but he was like, I don't care. Ask her. Ask your mom. Ask your mom. Ask your mom. And so for
she
us,
ran the household.
Yeah, she ran the household. And so for us, we had to learn that. But at the same time, he taught us to be providers. He taught us to be out and go get it. Like, don't let your kids suffer. So it was learning the mixed messages within growing up.
Yeah.
And so we had to, the hard part for us was learning as men our roles, or learning to take charge or to become the leaders in our household. Because we grew up with a lot of, Tony know what I'm talking about, that strong ass black woman in your household who every decision ran through her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so we had to kind of like figure that shit out and become leaders as men. It's not my mom's fault. She did what she had to do. But that as a man, bro, that's one of the hardest lessons to learn in life. It was hard. And no shots at our father, because he's a super dope, tremendous, giving, caring, loving, be there. But I get when we talk about the whole trauma passed down thing and stuff like that. But that was a lesson me and my bro had to learn as men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's important too with that. And I don't know, like your parents shared, even with my kids, like, I'm gonna do it this way, but if you find a way, once you get your own place, your responsibilities as an adult, you want to make some adjustments, you can do that. Use what you can use. Times have changed, things will grow, so you adjust to what works best for you. But right now, this is what we're gonna do. And then when you want to get your own den, and you can be the lion in your den, or
make
lion
your own
in
decisions.
whatever that is, there you go. But right now, I'm gonna need you to get up, go get your laundry, go get a broom, go get your vacuum.
Facts, major facts.
You telling the truth on that one.
Yeah, if you don't like it, if they was down here, I'll tell them, like, hey man, I want you to be able to go to the store. This, especially with my boys, I want you to be able to do everything in the household, from iron your clothes to cook to clean.
Mm-hmm.
That way you bring value to whatever relationship that is, whether it be at work, whether it be at home. You can operate independently, but you want to bring value to that table that you already built. So if somebody else got their table, somebody sit down at your table, this is what I can do. Now, what you do with that after that? Because one time I was ironing my uniforms, and my dad, he was like, man, what you iron your clothes? He was taking his to the cleaner. It's over on Copley. And I'm like,
shit, I ain't paying for that.
I'm gonna do that myself. Got my first game going. I want to be able to cook, because now you saying if you ain't got a woman at the crib, you got to go out and eat. Nah, man, I'm here to learn how to cook too. You know what I mean? So it's just training them, teaching them.
I ain't gonna front. I love my mama, but my mama was one of those, if y'all don't like it, y'all go starve. That's why we learned how to
cook. Me and my bro grew up with that. Like,
my mother, she was tired. Cooking was like, I'm about to cook what I'm about to cook. If y'all don't like it, that's y'all motherfucking business. You know what I'm saying? And we just end up, me and my brother, my sister, she was definitely, my sister taught us how to do everything, but even when she left, me and my brother was cooking, boy, because
We gotta
See,
figure
mom
this
was
out.
at work. She was at work all day, then she come home and go to sleep, man. We got to figure it out.
Hey, but that's the beauty of the one thing we talk about, which I understand better now. Like the whole "I'm black and I'm proud" thing, but it was the struggle. It used to mean something when you say you came from a Youngstown or you came from the struggle, and it was like I overcame it. I survived it. I
Oh,
made
yeah.
it through it. Not that I'm still stuck in this motherfucker,
Mhm.
but that we found a way to overcome all the obstacles in that bitch, and we made something out of ourselves. And somewhere along the line, that got lost, man.
Well, when
And
they start printing up shirts that say the struggle is real and the person to go buy it, because if the
We're
struggle
woke.
is real, if the struggle is real, you ain't got the money to buy no damn shirt.
You ain't got to tell nobody either. What you advertising that for? That's the wrong shit to be advertising. I don't want to
we know it's
advertise
real,
that.
bro. Like we
Yeah,
know it's
like,
real, bro.
nah.
All of us know about pork and beans and hot dogs as the full
Why
course meal for
are
dinner.
we marketing that shit though? Like we market that
Yeah.
shit like we wear it like a fucking badge,
Like, bro,
Yeah.
you real as
like
hell. Like that make
like
you
that.
real.
Wait,
Like you a
but
real
like
one.
that's like the episode of Key and Peele when they be ordering food and then they try to order more black than the other one. They end up ordering like feet, human foot.
Bro,
It's like, what are we
that's the
promoting
Jamar,
here?
I
What are
got
we
a tip, bro.
promoting?
okay, bro.
All right,
Bro,
love
but
you, man. Gotta
as we
go.
get ready to think, but
Yeah.
that's the awakening
It's some real
moment
shit
for me.
though.
That's when we notice. That's when we realize the stereotypical shit. That's when we realize, like, yo, like our own people have bought into it. That's when
Yeah,
we realize, like,
defending it. We defend
yeah,
it.
we defend it, and when you start to see it, the hardest test is when
It's
you start to
lonely
see
at the
it.
top.
It's lonely, bro. It's lonely. It's hard, bro. It's like, yo, like, I love y'all. Can y'all see this? Can y'all understand this? Like, and don't get
Yeah,
me wrong, there are some of our people who take it extremely too far this way or too far that way. On whatever side you want to play.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's becoming with knowledge and becoming mature enough to what to do with the knowledge. Becoming because
Right.
that's why this saying means more to me more than anything else I've ever learned in my life. And y'all know the saying, y'all heard it in the movies, cartoons, everything. When they would sit there and say, "You want to hear the truth? You want to hear the truth? You want to hear the
You're
fucking
not ready
truth?
for the truth.
You can't handle the truth." And I never understood how important that was.
You know why though?
Why?
Because you have to admit to yourself that you was wrong
You was
for
wrong. And we can't.
all however long you've been doing it.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
Yes.
When you find out the truth, it's hard to be like, oh, so I've been doing this wrong the whole time. Like nobody wants to be that person. Like
Humility. It's a humility.
Humility. You
Yeah.
gotta humiliate. You gotta
But
humiliate yourself or
Humble
be
yourself.
humbled to
Humble
learn.
yourself, and then say, okay,
mhm.
take it on the chin. All right, I need to grow from here.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I
Yeah,
go back to that.
yeah.
It's lonely. It's lonely. That's like you said. It's lonely at the top, but it's
Yeah.
the thing where you start to. I took away the whole I'm hustling and grinding to aligning. So whatever that is you want to do, like y'all said, y'all went out to the West Coast, left from Youngstown, and went and done this. All right,
Right.
I'm ready to align with whatever my future plans are, and it ain't everybody else's plans, but I'm gonna make sure it
Right.
lines up with mine and put my foot on the gas because I
Yeah.
can't take everybody with me because everybody don't see the vision. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm gonna get into a
Yeah.
space where other people got a vision, and then we just gonna collaborate and do our
Right.
thing.
Absolutely.
Bro, but we missed somewhere. Everything you said is true, and I didn't catch again learning. I didn't catch it. Yo, majority, everybody ain't gonna make it to heaven, and I didn't understand that when I heard it as a kid. And so as you get older and you're learning we all go through this metamorphosis or we start to understand things. And then the truth comes and then you realize the more you learning about how things are, or forget the fact of learning how to sit there, learning just to tell people like, yo, this ain't it. There's got to be a better way. But what we doing right now is wrong. I don't know what the full answer is, but this ain't it. But as you go through that process and you learning, like you become lonely on your journey, like you start to realize like, yo, like everybody ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
Majority of the people not. So some of these sayings become more and more relevant, more and more understandable as you further educate yourself. Because as you go further along, I don't want to say the rabbit hole, but as you go further along down it, you start being like, yo, I never looked at it that way. I never understood.
I think of it like a 5,000 piece puzzle.
Got it.
And then the more pieces you get, the pictures start to look. Because at first you might think it's one thing, but the more pieces you put together, you're like, oh, this ain't even what I thought it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the more pieces, you're like, oh.
Yeah, the box
even without imagine not having the box though.
Yeah. We don't have
you don't know what you're making.
Yeah.
Until you put all the pieces together. And it's gonna take a while.
That's the scary part, the dope part. That's the hard part for us. I know for E White, I know for you, Tone. Even for me, I'm learning is like, yo, you when you realize you can picture things and put things together a lot sooner than your people can. And then for you, you're like, yo, I figured this shit out. You want to help everybody? Like, yo, bro, come with me. Come with me. Like, niggas, come on. Come on. And everybody's like, nah, bro, you bugging. Nah, hell no.
No. They like, you do it first. That's what they say. You do it first. Let me see you do it first. And then, it's working. Because let me tell you something. When it started working, everybody show up.
Everybody show up, bro. But I don't. And I'm learning.
But in the beginning, nobody thinks it's gonna work. They want you to do it. Let me show me.
Right. So imagine when the next 2 weeks, when I drop the footage of who I'm going to meet, who me and my bro going to meet.
Right.
Right, bro. Come on, bro. Who we going to build with and everything else, and all these people who were like, yo, da da da. And I'm like, yo, like.
What Fat Joe say? Today's price. It's not yesterday's price.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, man. People like you said, we have the best intentions. We try to give people all the resources and the knowledge. But it ain't really, I don't even know how to put it. Like, people will seek it if they need the information.
Yes.
You don't got to give it to people.
If you build it,
exactly.
It will come, but you have to.
And those are the people. And those are the people you want to get the information. The ones that are seeking it, not the. But again, we have that urgency to be like, but I can show my friend right here. He right here. I can show him.
And we want to, because it's in our nature. It's in our conditioning. Like we want to uplift. Our community is based on uplifting. Like you are shamed if you didn't uplift. So we don't want to be shamed. We want to, bro. It's in my nature. Knox, you talking to me, bro? Really I came to you, and all I could think about the whole entire time, just based off the information you giving me, I want to uplift you. Just conversations. Forget anything else, because you could have been like, bro, I'm about to charge you per hour, per fucking minute if I want to for what I'm giving you.
No, right? You're right, though. I mean,
you could
absolutely
be like
right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you be like, yo, bro, because in your mind, you're like, yo, I help somebody I know build something great.
Yeah, if you're seeking it, I'm going to help. Yeah.
And so, and to me, vice versa, like, how I was raised, we was raised the same way, E White is the same way. Bro, I'm going to take that information from the person who helped me. How can I help you?
Yeah,
let's get your nephew.
Give to the people who seeking. That's it. Yeah.
Let's get your nephew. Let's get your nephew on the soundtrack or some other shit, right?
Absolutely.
Something.
Yeah.
Or let's get some Mozzie made hoodies in the film, whatever the hell, whatever we can do, because you helped me along the way.
Listen, we didn't grow up together. I feel like, what I mean? Like, to me, especially when it comes to business and like people that I grew up with, it's like I'm gonna know y'all for the rest of my life. It ain't like I'm gonna just eventually not know y'all no more. Like, So
Bro, this shit
I
might
don't.
take off
If
without
I
me
have an
working 2
opportunity,
years.
if I have an opportunity, it'll come. You know,
Yeah. And
I don't
and to
go
me, I share
begging
my
for it, and
blessings.
yeah,
I share
exactly.
my
And
blessings. Like
insane. Yeah.
let's build. I share my blessings because if
Hmm.
my blessing can help you build a bigger blessing, then
Then you're gonna be
trust me,
blessed anyways.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
blessed anyways.
Yeah.
Like I helped create something that went into bigger things. And that's what E. White did. E. White was my old boss, man. Like this dude was my lieutenant and then my captain. And he used to come
Man,
pull me to the side, but like, bro, stay away from them. Don't work that dorm. Stay
listen,
away from them. Keep them
I
out your
can name
face.
drop. I can name drop a lot of people who are successful off of advice I gave them, like, or just showing them something,
Yeah. And
like.
the crazy
But
part, I'm trying to be the
I
next
don't go
one.
around glorifying that. Like that is not important. Like I do
Yeah.
that because I like to do that. Like
Yeah.
again, people who seeking the information, I'm gonna give it to you, especially if I got it. So
Yeah.
Bro, you've helped me out so much in the past. I've
yeah.
known, hey, E. White, I've known this brother probably since like Little League, Northside
Wow.
Knights, before him and Burton and somebody else left. They all there was a group and they all left together.
we just lived
Yeah.
around the corner from each other.
Yeah.
That was
This how
by
Knox know
default.
what I'm talking about, because the only one that stayed longer was Sam Pete.
Hmm.
Because they was a trifecta. That's how I know he know what I'm talking about. Him, Burton,
Hmm.
and Sam. Yep.
Sam doing well, man. I miss
Yeah.
that dude.
I love that dude to death. But what I'm saying is that I've known him since then. I've been going through my whole adult life and everything else. We play high school football together and we've been cool. We've never outfalls, whatever case. We just grew up in the same struggle. We know all the mutual people. We have mutual respect and love for each other. I hit this brother up like a couple weeks ago. He gave me the most advice, the biggest information out of a lot of people I've known in between that time who I thought I was closer with. And he just gave it to me. He's like, bro, do this. You need to do this. I'm going to send you this link right here. Look at this. You need to understand this. You need to do that.
Listen, why charge you? That's my
He
dog.
didn't charge me nothing. I ain't
And
I'm like,
that.
yo. So when we got like a 300, I'm gonna just say this without going into details. When I got it for a project I need to happen, and I got a $300,000 deal on the table, and I'm like, yo, let me hit up Knox, and I hit him up like, yo, help me understand this. And he like, hold on. He put me on hold. He on his phone. I can hear him on his phone in the background like da 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 da. Bro, he's still at work. This is the middle of the day. And he's like, yo, this. Look at it this way. And he in charge, he knows because he's been in the business. He was in a music business, like big time in the music business. So he knows what time costs. And he was never like, yo, that's gonna cost you. I want this off or nothing like that.
Cause you know what? I don't like people like that.
I don't either.
Like when people bring up like how they should be compensated about something, it rubbed me the wrong way. Like I get away from people like that. I've always been like that,
bro. Like he ain't never asked for nothing, but you know who, as this grows, who I'm coming to, who if I got some digital, I believe you're like digital marketing or something else was your major, right? What you're working in now?
Me, multimedia. Oh, now I'm just web
but you're
development.
freelancing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So who I'm gonna go to? Who I'm gonna throw that once we get that money? Who I'm gonna throw it to? I'm gonna throw it to my brother I know, because my brother I know. Yeah. And he's been helping me out the whole time. And there was like, yo, you owe me this. He was like, yo, if we do this, if we do that.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. And so, like with you, so I respect it, man. There's something about that humbling.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
It's dope. It's something about that humbling effect, humbling feeling like each one teach one, each one raise one, each one uplift one. That's why I always give you all the biggest praise in the world, bro. Like you helped me become a better man. Bro, outside of work, you helped me become a better husband, a better father. Just your advice you're giving me. Tone,
learning,
like,
man. Learning,
like,
and
bro, you helped me
people.
become a better businessman. In the process of becoming a better businessman, what I've done is gone back and watch how through social media, certain things you do within your household as a father, I went back to go study and was like, yo, this dude is dope. This dude is a dope father. Like, if he's giving me a sound advice on this, and this, let me see what he's doing on this angle and this angle. Like, y'all both have helped me. And I'm a real man who's not afraid to admit, like, yo, it's a lot of men that have helped me become a better man.
Yeah, I can say that's been my growing up too.
Yeah.
Like, it's just been a lot of good men in my life. Like,
Yeah.
and you just want to be like that. Even to this day, you still respect and love those people. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I got a lot of good people in my circles. Is just genuinely good people. Like, it ain't no. And it's crazy because coming from Youngstown, you think everybody is out to get you, or you got to
Yeah.
be careful around everybody, and you can't trust people. But it's
Yeah.
like the older I get, the more I know what that energy is and how to nurture it, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So
You're right. You're right.
Iron
So
sharpening iron.
yeah,
iron
yeah,
sharpens iron. So
absolutely.
E White, before I let you go, bro, in your journey coming up as a young brother, in the connections you have made, and you made connections within your race, you made connections without your race. So let's not put race into it. But for you, what was the biggest lesson you learned, and what was the hardest lesson you learned?
Well, I think the biggest one was I was told and taught not to trust people that don't look like you. So
Mm,
that whole race thing was brought in, especially when I started working at the institution. But to this day, as of last week, I'm starting a new role next year. So I'll be doing a path. I'll be a school counselor, but it has a pathways coordinator. So this is getting people into doing skills, trades. If you want to go into like videography, whatever that is, making connections in the community. So students don't have to go to college; they can go right while they're in high school and partner and shadow up with some of these people. So within this job, nobody has told me about this job, so I've had to learn on my own. But I emailed this guy, and he came from Ohio Department of Education, and I shared my story. I'm talking about all the way back to going to Bookdom and just some of the things that I went through leading up to me being in that classroom and this idea of running a nonprofit organization, helping, at-risk students, as they call it. And he said, I know some people I'm going to connect you with, and shot a couple of emails out. So now I'm on the Central Ohio Work Readiness Council. And this is people that come
Damn.
around from the state. And we met at the Highway Patrol Academy. So, and I say, God, man, to put you in places. He put us all here. Think about our journeys. I'm just
Right,
talking about
yeah.
y'all doing Little League.
right.
And who would have known we work in the institution together? That is just a space. But the impact of our conversations have us here now. And I've been gone 11 years, and that's been what, 2007, 2008. So when you talk about God working, man, and what's for you, nobody can take away or stop. So looking at this whole thing of grinding versus like sitting back, like you said, sitting back, people, you learning, and just feed yourself the right information and sharing it to other people.
Nourishment, getting that
Yeah,
nourishment,
man,
feeding yourself.
listen, I want to
Yo,
learn.
Mhm.
I've known, like I said, I've known Knox at an early age.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it works. Like, the biggest blessing this brother has been to me with these last couple weeks, the
Mhm.
information, the questions he's teaching me to ask. And
Yeah.
so you learn, I've learned even more so, like, you don't take relationships for advantage. You don't
Mhm.
take the people that you meet, the people that come into your life, and you don't mistreat them, because you never know when that bridge will be
Man.
crossed, or you never understand when that lesson will be learned, or you never understand when. I think you wasn't on it, but when we was talking to the week before, remember I told you I had the multi millionaire in a conversation, and he was talking about, he was at the dinner table at a restaurant in Chicago, and this was before he became a multi-millionaire on his way to $1 billion, and he was like, yo, I'm at a dinner table and I'm sitting here listening to some dude at the table just talk, and he was like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but he was there, waiting to meet this internet multi-millionaire, 100 million plus billionaire. And then he found out that was the millionaire. Remember I told you that story? And then he sat there, realized who it was sitting next to him, and his whole attitude changed up. Yeah. But I've learned that you never know who you're going to meet in your life. You never know who's going.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I used to say, I always treat people fair. I don't care who it was, what you do. The whole captain thing, that never meant anything to me because I know it's what's in you, not what's on you. So I don't know where I'm going to be at 10 years from now and who's going to impact me. When I left the institution, I lost everything. Crib, money, nothing. I ain't had no job, no income for 3 months. And all these people would say, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Oh, that was a wash, man. So that was the disappointment. And then when I went and worked in the school, it was the lowest paying job. I was making $400 every 2 weeks. I went from making close to 100 to nothing to very humbly accepting that $444 every 2 weeks. And it was only 2 black males in the whole school district. So I'm like, man, I got to do something, to be able to grow and learn. I know this is a space I want to be in. So the disappointment was thinking that all these people and everything that I had going was something big, and it was actually nothing, so small. And to get into this environment where I'm one of the only black males in the whole, it went from 2 in the whole school district to just me. But I'm here and I know my impact is huge. How big can I take this? So I looked at my resume from 8 years ago to now and I just been chipping away, learning as much as I can, making these connections.
That's why you're my OG.
And
growing, man. I love you to death.
And I remember the day I was riding down the street and a tear came out my eye and I was making what I was making back then. And I was like, man, all right, God. It took a while. I wanted to rush it. So God's timing is impeccably perfect. So I know that he'll bring blessing. This is a blessing, man. Me being on here, when you called, I was out there. I spilled a little oil. I said, let me get in here on this. I'm checking the oil on my motorcycle, man. The phone rang, and I'm like, yeah, I got to make it happen. And I'm like, well, let me clean a couple things up. But just this opportunity is just amazing, man. Sharing thoughts and hearing y'all talk.
Bro.
It's just,
the message is powerful. Your message, your deliverance, even Knox, your testimony is something that our people, our brothers, the people we love, our community needs to hear. And the dope part about it is that they won't understand. Hopefully they do. A lot won't understand it, but y'all some of the most humble, giving, approachable, respectful. Like, yo, I want to build. I want to give back. I want to help. I want to provide information. I want to point you in the right direction. And I need our people, please understand that. Like, there's a lot of your people out there who want to help you, who want to push you in the right direction. Like, these brothers aren't trying to hide the wealth that they're still trying to build. Tony is still trying to build his wealth. E. White is still trying to build. Yeah, and they still like, yo, let me reach back. Let me pull up.
This is the thing, too. And I really see it working with the young people. People have to be ready to receive it. So, that's what I was talking about. People that's coming to go get it, you got to share, because it'll get so frustrating. Like, I'm in there like a farmer. I'm throwing seeds. I want everybody to get it. I want it all to grow. It may not grow right here. You may learn at the next stop. You know what I mean? So one of the football coaches, when I first started, he was like, man, I know what's going to happen. He said, you ain't going to be able to save everybody, because now is not the time for everybody, just the certain ones. So once you grasp that concept, like you just said, just for the people that's on the hunt for it, because if that's the case, you'll waste it, because some people ain't ready for it yet. It ain't their season.
Yeah, I try not to get emotionally attached.
Yeah.
To what I mean? Like, I'm giving y'all this information, I'm giving y'all these gems.
Yeah.
What you do with it is up to you. Like, I can't. And then, because I know you've been in them situations where you see somebody with the potential and they just don't have the drive, or they just ain't ready, and it hurts you a little bit. It make you not want to do it. It make you be like, should I even be doing this? Like, should I even be wasting my time trying to help people?
So instead of giving rules, I'll drop a couple nuggets, and then I'll see when you get back to me.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Leave it at that.
Yeah, yeah. And,
Yeah,
and it's got to be okay, because if not,
yeah.
it'll slow you down. You know.
True,
But when
true.
they ready, they'll let you know when they ready. Maybe.
Yeah, man.
He said maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe,
They
maybe.
may
No,
not.
that's true.
But
Yeah, it might be your
Yo,
mama.
I
It might
want
be your
real
auntie.
talk.
It could be
Real talk.
anybody.
Real
Yo,
talk.
I want to thank both of y'all so much for coming on here. Because both of y'all spit the game, and both of y'all gave the game is to be told, not to be sold. But both of y'all sat there and gave some free game and some information.
Oh, by the way, that's the name of my nephew's album. It's called Free Game. Since you pubbing it,
Loving it.
stream it everywhere. Mozzie
Hey,
Music.
don't make me go
Mozzie
downstairs and
Music.
get my Mozzie Music hoodie.
You know what it is. Represent, represent.
Yo,
Free
so shout
game.
out to Mozzie Music,
Free game.
man.
Mm-hmm.
Free game. Shout out Free Game album. Hey, yo, you got to set it up so I can get him on the podcast. Let me interview.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He a teacher too, so he got prom tonight. So.
Dope.
Mhm.
I want to thank E White, man. One of my forget OG, one of the realest black men I've ever met in my life.
Appreciate you.
Nice to meet you.
Appreciate
Nice to
the
meet you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, bro, I
Likewise.
appreciate you so much because I've yet to hear you say anything that comes across as like I need to ignore it. I always take a lesson. And I know me and Knox have had some real conversations, but we always love conversations when we don't need to agree with you 100%, but I need
Right.
to walk away feeling like I learned something. And so far, bro, there's nothing you said that's gonna make me run back and be like, yo, this motherfucker was lying. Yo, I was like, yo, he was spitting game. So I need all those who watching. If you want to see me get Knox on more shit, please like, share, subscribe, leave it in the comments, say what's up, everything else, because my dude is a real one. Yo, that's my cornerback from high school.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Plays safety. AKA, this dude was not afraid to lay his life, his body on the line, but he's also grown into a mature father, a mature man who's gonna give it to you real. If y'all want to see me steal and get E White on more podcasts, please like, share, subscribe. This brother is a father who's dealing with autism within this household, and he doesn't make excuses for it. If anything, he's got two of the brightest, most realist, most down to earth, these young men can do so much for themselves sons. He doesn't make excuses for them. He pushes them to become better in how to survive in this world, as well as he pushes us to be better people and survive in the world. So E White, I appreciate you so much, man. You're super dope as a man, as a father, as an educator, as a leader, as a mentor, and so much more. And yo, tune in, check out the arguments, man. If y'all just want to hear drama, us talk about rap, let's talk about so much more. Just tune in, check it out, because it's all real, it's all from the heart. And these brothers can agree tonight and be going back and forth. Because E White look like he the type of dude that'd be like, yo, AZ was the dopest ever. And me and Knox gonna be looking at this dude like, what?
AZ.
AZ?
Not
AZ.
With an AZ, did you? No.
AZ be spitting though. I ain't gonna front though. He be spitting.
Proud of you, man. You're doing some big things.
Proud of you too, man, Jamar, man. You know, it's funny that this came into fruition because, you know, I be feeling like
everything I sent you, and you put me on to it. That's the dope part about it, bro.
So we commend you, man, for following through and doing what you're doing. So keep it up.
You know what? That's the hardest part of the lesson, bro. Was like the follow through. Like when you finally do convince people to believe in you, but can you follow through?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the message.
Hey,
E White, this dude was giving me help. This dude was giving me help before I ever recorded my first podcast episode. He taught me the whole format about topics, everything else. This guy, he taught me how to do it on Google Docs.
Look, and I ain't even got one. But that's what I mean. That's what I'm here for, man. I can't do everything.
I'm glad to see you, man.
but it's a blessing, man. I don't take for granted the blessings God gave me with amazing people in my life.
That's what's up.
I thank you. Knox, twice you come into my life and you asked me the most important questions. The first time, not the first time, but the last time we talked, you and the young woman I was involved with asked me important questions. You were like, yo, I see you got a lot of connections. Are you just utilizing your connections, or are you actually paying attention to what you're trying to build? Because and not taking advantage of it because you have access to important connections. And I thought about it, and at that time, because this is when we were trying to create the platform that was not about fussing about all the issues our people were going through, but trying to come up with solutions. And so, and Knox asked me the same question. Knox is like, bro, so what are we trying to do with this? I'm willing to help you. I'm willing to walk you through step by step. I'm willing to get, bro. He's the only reason I use Google Docs today. But he was like, what are you trying to do? Here's a platform. Here's a thing. Ask yourself these questions. Go through this. Set up this thing to help you out. And when I went through it, and I was like, yo, I do have access. But I was so immature in the access that I had. Like this woman, her name is Kamisha. She in Cleveland, and she make fucking change happen. And I had access to her. I got E. White. I got access to you. I don't want to take advantage of that no more. Knox, this is my bro, but he's got so much insider info from the music industry to community industry, not only in Ohio, but in Atlanta. And so you don't take advantage of that no more. You utilize it. And I'm learning to build. I'm learning to take advantage of those who have information. But how can I turn around and use that information that you helped me build, help you? Like I said, next week, if it go right how it's supposed to, if it go next week, go how it's supposed to, I'm going to just say his name, Wyclef. When I meet with Wyclef next Sunday, one of the first people I'm reaching out to is this brother, because I'm like, yo, we here. We at this point, how do we sit there formulate it to benefit us all? How do we sit there and formulate it to sit there and make a statement that benefits and furthers the growth? And that just learning, like, I need to respect who helped me get there in some shape, form, or fashion. Even if you know what? I've learned this. If Wyclef is like, yo, da-da-da, whatever case he want to do, whatever you want to do, I go to Knox and say, yo, I can get your nephew's song on the soundtrack for the film. And Knox gonna be like, I wasn't looking for nothing.
Ready. We ready though.
I wasn't looking for nothing, but we ready. Yeah.
Hey, that's what they
Yo,
say.
D
Stay
voice.
ready so
I
you
get
don't
you to
have to
narrate. I'll get you to narrate.
And I live by that, E. I live by that.
No doubt.
I tell my kids that every day. If you stay ready,
you ain't got to get ready.
Period.
So that OG mentality that I was raised with, and that me and Knox both was, and you, E. White, being my OG, I know you was raised with it. I'm just learning to further it and learn to be appreciative. So I thank both of y'all brothers, because both of y'all brothers at different point in times in my life. It's so weird right now that y'all both have full circle to come back into my life at the most important time with some crazy shit is happening. The opportunities popping up. And both of y'all brothers come back.
Hey, I swear that's what I was thinking, man, when you have reached out there. That matter of fact, even how we reconnected, even though we sent shout outs through the text, with Murph. We sit in the classroom and I mentioned your name and I'm like, hold up, man. He's like, that's my brother. I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
It's a blessing, man.
Sweet.
6 degrees of separation.
I'm thankful. So I thank
or Kevin Bacon, one of them.
Yeah, bro. I thank you, Knox, bro. I've been with this brother. Hey, E. White, we go to Atlanta. You know who we hit up? This man. This brother right here. E. White, where you want to go? You want me to come pick you up?
Holler at me, man. Holler at me.
I know all the secret spots out here. I know all the secret spots.
Hey, this brother had us in Strokers. We was like, oh my God. It was
Strokers was fun. Strokers was fun. I ain't know Strokers was fun like that.
Hey, bro, this
what
brother
y'all
right here
about
had us enjoying it.
What y'all said about traveling different places. Me and my lady, her birthday was just 2 weeks ago, and she was like, "Let's go down to Louisville, Kentucky. Just gonna take a short trip, and the Kentucky Derby is coming." So when we touched down, we seen all this traffic, and man, they had a air show, fireworks. Man, I mean, it was off the hook. We didn't think it was gonna be that nice. But like you saying, we talked about now going to New York, getting out of the neighborhood, getting out of the state, getting out of the community, networking. You know what I'm saying? Growing, doing some different things. But yeah, hey, wait until a year from now.
Hey, Knox, what you doing next weekend?
Nothing. I ain't got much going on.
You want to meet us in New York? You want to go?
I can't go to Detroit.
You want to go politic with Wyclef?
My wife gonna be out of town. I don't think I can go.
Hey, FaceTime is a good thing in this.
FaceTime
absolutely.
is beautiful. Yeah.
Listen, if she wasn't going out of town, though, hell yeah.
Yeah, but that's my look. Hey, E. White, this brother, the whole process, I've been nervous as hell when I run things by him, and he was like, "Yo, stay calm. This is this. I understand why they asked this. I understand why they want this. It's okay. Nah, let me look them up real quick." He looked them up. He was like, "Yo, nah, they legit. They got this, and this going. They this, and this. But I understand why they asked him for this. Stay calm. Play your hand right." He also taught me like, "Yo, bro, just because they throw money at you, the first person to throw money at you, don't mean you got to take it."
Yeah, they looking for opportunity.
That's wise counsel right there you got, man. Wise counsel. Hey, it's funny.
Yeah.
They got this project going on at school. The student just called me. They want to develop a video game, and they asked me to do some voiceover work.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to get into this, see what's happening.
Bro,
I ain't signing away
Get
nothing.
into it, OG.
I ain't signing away nothing. I want the royalties.
Absolutely. Yep. How many points do I get?
I don't know these
hey, E. White, that's the guy you talk to right there, Knox. Bro, that's what he does for a living. He knows it. He knows it.
Yeah.
He knows it.
I'm gonna go meet with him next Tuesday and see what's happening. I ain't signing
I'm gonna connect y'all too. Because I know y'all can
for real.
But E. White, the guy you want to talk to is Knox. That's what he does for a living. That's what he deals with. That's what he understands, bro. He gonna make sure you get what's yours, and when you learn to give a little, so you can get more in the end.
No doubt.
Yeah, pick up my dog. That was a good one.
Yeah. So E. White, I appreciate you, man. You know, you're my OG, my older brother, my OG to the third degree.
Yeah, appreciate you reaching out to me, man.
Man, hey, bro, this is one of the most educational podcasts I've had, bro.
Hey, I told you this was one of my dreams, man, and here I am. I'm like, man, I'm nervous to get on one of these now.
Listen. What I'm gonna do is,
I feel like I'm a regular.
You're a regular. What I'm gonna do is, what I'm trying to do is get Knox to come in and be a regular every other Friday.
Okay.
Once I get him locked in, and I get you and Knox locked in, I feel like we can build a super educational multimedia process with giving people the game, but that's just having fun. It's just talking about what the fuck is going on in life.
You just spoke it into existence, man. Now it's
happening.
The manifestation.
Knox ain't got no choice, man. That's my dog. He ain't got no choice. I know he be busy, man. Hey, Knox. Shout out to the bald headed dread.
Oh yeah, big bro, Cadillac.
Yeah, Cadillac, man. Shout out to the bald-headed dread. Bro, hey, E. White, his brother got the dreads in his beard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Cadillac.
He used to have the mobile cigar shop lounge. It was dope.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I could get Big Chicken to pull it up real quick. I'm going to get Big Chicken to pull it up. His cigar shop lounge was super dope, man. His brother, I used to be like, yo, please let me get an interview in that. Hey, what was the name of it, Knox? What was the name of it?
Rolling Cigars. Rolling Cigars. Nah, we had some fun in that thing. Speaking of which, we have it. You know, we coming out with a little mini series, Mozzie Moves.
ATL. Oh, what is that about?
It's basically like we just gonna be doing skits, our family. So all the Mozzie men. So May 1st, that's our first episode.
May 1st. Hey,
Yeah, but
whatever I need to do to
we
support.
having them back to back. They're gonna be every day.
Yeah, I'm gonna support that. It was no, that one right there with the people in the thing. That one. Yeah, pull that up. But his brothers was doper than that. This might not even be his brother, but that might have been his first one he did.
Yeah, he had his site gone now. Nah, my brothers was bigger than that. Yeah,
his brothers was bigger than that. Yo,
it
was hard as
hell. It was way bigger than that. Yeah.
It was luxury, man. He had the whole setup outside.
Nah, that's it. Listen, that thing. I don't want to talk about it because it's cold. Yeah, people was hating.
There it is. That's it right there. That big one right there. There we go. Pull it up, chicken. Look at this. E. White.
Apparently, you can't sell cigars out of a moving vehicle. That's
Look
it.
at that.
Yeah, the inside crazy though.
The inside crazy. It was dope. When I tell you it was black owned and beautiful, ebony like in every way, it was. His brother had it going on, man.
Rolling cigars, man. That was a good time. I missed that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to your bro. So you gonna hook me up so me and E. White can interview him, right?
Yeah. Nah, he'd be down for that all day.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is now what they doing.
Oh, his brother is a hustler, bro. He didn't move on. What he got going on now?
Mozzie moves.
Now I'm saying they riding around on bicycles up and down High Street here in Columbus, selling drinks and drinking. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, they do that out here at the car shows.
Yeah, see.
Nah, he into them car shows now though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do I need
Cadillac.
to pull up his whip? Do I need to pull up his whip?
Man, that thing been everywhere.
Man, that motherfucker is nice.
What is it?
It's a 70 Cadillac DeVille? Not a DeVille. It might be a DeVille. 2-door drop top, candy red. It got like 20s on it. It got hydraulics on it. That thing crazy.
That thing crazy. It's
oh yeah, but yeah. It don't even look like that. That's it though. But you know, he got the skirt on his in the back. He got the drop top. Is that it? He got it updated a little bit.
That's in the UK.
Oh, okay. Nah, his a little different. Yeah. But yeah, that's it though.
Yo, shout out to the bald headed.
It's gonna be in a lot of the skits.
So I appreciate both y'all brothers, man. Both y'all bring a lot to the game, man.
Appreciate you, man.
I thank you so much, man. Your knowledge, your wealth, what you're doing in the Columbus and the outer district school system is dope and amazing. Yo, Knox, you appreciate it. And I know you got a lot going on and you building so much, bro. You got any projects you working on or anything else? Shout out your nephew's thing or the
if y'all need to, so Mozzie Music, obviously, young hip hop dude on some positivity. It ain't all that crazy rap, you know what I mean? Yeah, lyricists. So MozzieMusic.com. Then we got MM Design Agency, which is my web development company. MM Design Agency is pretty much a web builder where you can get your website built real quick. I got a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, and then Mozzie Moves May 1st on Facebook and YouTube. Everything Mozzie though.
Yeah, that's him. Post it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Mozzie Music. That's nephew.
Yep.
MAUZY music.com. And then what else I got going on? It's a lot. But yeah, we got merch on the site. We got music on the site, videos, all the stuff we got. Link in the bio.
There we go. Look at that.
I shot that video too.
Did you?
hmm
Hey, did you check out that song I sent you?
Oh, you know what? I didn't get a chance to. I realized it
No,
was a song,
I
and I
need
was
a
like, let me get back to it.
no. Check that out because I need a director for it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Mozzie. Actually, MozzieMedia.com is my website for the videography stuff. You know, it's a lot. It's always Mozzie though.
Yeah, it's always mine. The family name is real, bro.
Yeah. We trying to take it everywhere.
I like that.
Yeah, nephew, yeah, he getting in his bag, man. He's starting to get comfortable. He's
I
starting
love
to
it,
listen.
bro. Starting to listen. He gave it that confidence to start to listen at the same time, right?
Yeah, nah, he's staying. You know how you kind of hit me up when you feel like you need some advice. He come right over here.
Hey,
Like
I wish I
he come
was
out
in
here.
the A. Hey, bro, if I was in the A, I'd be at your house almost
Nah,
every day,
he a
bro.
sponge, man. He just come through and just soak up game pretty much.
Stop
So
making excuses. Stop bitching. Stop crying and
mhm.
complaining. And just go out and get it, man.
I
Like,
did a couple of those videos. Scroll down, I
you did
might
this
be
one
in some of
too?
them. Not that one. Let me get. It's some music videos I shot too. Scroll down. Oh, that was the album release or album listening party.
Dope, dope. Yo, I'm super proud of you, bro. Being from the hometown and
Appreciate it.
everything else. Like, you inspiration. For real.
Same, man. All right, I'm about to jump out of
All
here.
right, bro.
Appreciate
All right,
y'all.
E White, I
Oh yeah,
appreciate both of
likewise.
y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. God bless
Yes,
y'all.
sir.
Thank y'all for tuning in. This is a AAA podcast brought to you also by AAA Sports. And we thank y'all. God bless y'all. Good night.